Oh, everybody know who I want next. I want Terence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps that I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Now, strap season, I know what time it is, baby. Terence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switched codes, but he code switch focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibes, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a piece, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge while it evening. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the evening.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a priest. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they want to call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athlete. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. With my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode. I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibe. I'm the kingpin.
What up, everybody? What's going on, man? What is going on in the news today? Everybody, is trying to take advantage of what's going on between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, right? So I'm like looking at this shit, right? I'm like, look at Oscar De La Hoya, man. You know what I'm saying? Of course, Haymon was the one that they took apart his stable, and it was what's that guy named for Showtime who did all the work for Oscar De La Hoya. I think his name was Richard. Can't call his name, but either way, it was PBC that got most of their fighters from Golden Boy, and Oscar felt some kind of way about that. You know what I'm saying? He's been holding on to that hate because, what's going on, Robert Emily Jones? What's good? You know what I'm saying? He said, I knew I was leaving work early today before I got there, ducked out like Bud Crawford. He's going to be the new duck master right there. So, I'm like chilling and I'm like looking at the boxing news, and I noticed, I said, here come the buzzard. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya. Here he come with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He coming in here talking about he's going to expose a lot of truths. How did he say here? Hold on, let me see what he says here. He says he's going to speak about a lot of truths about who's holding up the biggest fight from taking place. You know what I'm saying? Because he's got Terence Crawford shit all over his Twitter, and he's trying to put a battery in Terence Crawford back like he really need one, right? Nobody needs a damn battery in their back like Terence Crawford, right? And He's talking about he got some shit, like he knows some secrets, what I'm saying, that he's going to expose about this whole deal. And I call cap on that shit, man. Oscar De La Hoya is a damn buzzard. He's a dude, and he wants revenge on the PBC. Him and Bob Aaron teamed up like super haters, what I'm saying, to take Al Haymon down. He calls De La Hoya calls Haymon a cancer, saying that when he had Keith Thurman, Adrian Bronner, and Deontay Wilder and Leo Santa Cruz as part of his Golden Boy promotion stable, he had the plan to turn them into stars. Now they're with the PBC and Al Haymon, and they just fight once a year, if that. Now, some would argue, what I'm saying, Oscar De La Hoya has a point to a certain extent that they fight once a year and they fight less. What I'm saying? That is something to be said. But goddamn, Oscar, your fighters don't fucking fight at all, bro. They don't fight nobody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's always trying to stir up the pot, you know what I'm saying? Because he feel like, that they took advantage of him. I mean, if he wasn't doing, what I'm saying, sniffing all that cocaine and shit and messing with all the spatulas and shit back then, what I'm saying, paying attention to what was going on in the fight, what instead of, doing what he's supposed to do, taking care of his fighters and you know what I'm saying, taking care of promotions and doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it wouldn't be a problem. So they had one guy says, yeah, he said, your words are true. He said, y'all need to stop and make the fights. He said, and that's the fan want to see. This is one guy responding to Oscar De La Hoya. And Oscar De La Hoya he says, you don't fucking get it. He says, Al Haymon is the cancer here. So he's trying to promote hate on the PBC. He said, when you promote, okay, and I just read that. He becomes stars, now you wake up. So he called this guy idiot, for one. And let me see. He says, let me see. He says, Spence, he said, when I promoted Bronner, Spence, Leo, Deontay, Thurman, etc., etc., he said they were relevant. He said I had a plan for the two to become stars. Now they are just fighting one time a year, and if that wake up idiots, you know what I'm saying. Then he goes off to Terence Crawford to speak to Terence Crawford, you know, saying like some hyena or some shit, like some buzzard. He said, my respects to Terence Crawford and exposing the Al Haymon circus. I've been dealing with this shit for years. I promoted all the PBC fighters, and it's all the same bullshit with them. He said, they're not in charge. He said, I'll be going live soon to elaborate and expose the truth. So everybody want to go on goddamn social media and expose some shit. You know what I'm saying? What in the hell Oscar got to say? He gonna come up like Terence Crawford and say some crazy shit, right? Oh, I got the shit right here, and I'm like looking at it on my damn phone. I tell you, right here. My respects. You know what I'm saying? Exposing the Al Haymon service. I've been dealing with this shit for years. I promoted all the PBC fighters, and it's the same bullshit with them. They are not in charge. I'm going live soon to elaborate on it, to expose the truth. Man, get out of here, Oscar. You know what I'm saying? It's like, get out of here with that dumb shit. It's like, he said, what you say, Eric? He said Oscar was high and he's still high now. And you already know it. You know what I'm saying? You already know it. And it's like he just goes on. He says, before I tried to be professional, but now I know I'm dealing with a bunch of losers and casuals that don't know shit about the business of boxing. He's just talking shit here. He says, fuck the casuals. I'm speaking my voice and standing up for the truth and the fighters. Oh, now you want to step up and talk your truth. Errol Spence Jr. was one of the first one to say that damn Oscar don't know how to treat black fighters. Didn't he put Rashidi Ellis' ass on the shelf? You know what I'm saying? I don't know any mega superstars that Oscar De La Hoya really made. I mean, besides Canelo, well, really, you could say Floyd made Canelo Alvarez if you to tell the truth and shame the devil. You know what I'm saying? That was all Floyd Mayweather. You remember when Mayweather said, shit, you know what I'm saying? I done beat your whole roster. He said, shit, I should be named the damn Golden Boy. I thought that shit was excellent. I said, Floyd just slaughtered that whole thing. Let me see. He says, Robert Emily Jones said, they doing everything but holding Bud accountable to get in that ring. Isn't that the truth? I mean, see, I mean, because if you really look at the back and forth between Errol Spence Jr., you know, all Terence Crawford was doing was trolling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit ain't even worth looking at. You know what I'm saying? Cause I was gonna go, and I kept reading that shit. I said, this shit is boring, bro. You know what I'm saying? This shit is boring because all Eric Spence doing is just letting you, just giving you, receipts that he's alive. Like he said, he wanted transparency, and Errol Spence Jr. told him, he said, look, you know what I'm saying? We said yes to that, but you come in and you telling half truths, bro. You know what I'm saying? You only telling part of the story. You ain't telling the part of the story that clear up everything. You see what I'm saying? Right. Right, Eric Johnson. He says, funny how Oscar and EJ were easy fights for Virgil. He says he know attaching any of his fighters to EJ name would get views. Exactly. He said EJ would smoke all these dudes. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see it. I mean, what happened to the days where okay, I can accept a little bit of sensationalism. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But put your fighter in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Don't see what they doing is they using the name, but they pump faking on the fight. And nobody got time for that shit, bro. We hardworking people out here. And these fighters are only gonna be young once. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's getting older year by year. And then all of a sudden, they fighting like I forgot the last dude that Virgil Ortiz fought, but nobody want to see that shit, bro. I mean, that shit was the weakest fight ever, bro. And Virgil still struggled a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The only way he beat that dude, because his pedigree. What's going on, Zach? What's going on, Zach B? You know what I'm saying? That's okay. You know what I'm saying? So, I just had the urge to come on because I was like looking at all these Bud fans hitting my comment section, you know what I'm saying? Crying, you know what I'm saying, about, trying to make up shit, about Bud, like believe Bud. It's like a damn Me Too movement. You know what I'm saying? Please, you got to believe Bud. Everything Bud said, you got to damn believe it. You know what I'm saying? And even though the nigga come out the gate lying, you know what I'm saying? I mean, incoherent sentences. You can hear the paper ruffling in the background. You know what I'm saying? Cue cards. You know what I'm saying? And then he's constantly looking to the left, which we all know from 48 hours. That's a goddamn lie. You know what I'm saying? We all know that, right? So it's just a trip, bro. What's going on, T. Scott? You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy the way the people, the boxing fans are responding to this fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you walk away from a whole goddamn fight, bro, you walking away from a whole goddamn fight. How in the hell can you start talking shit about mandatories? You duck this man, so now this man got to face his mandatories, but you're gonna pick at him for ducking mandatories. It's like, how can that come out how can that be the next thing out of your mouth? This shit is unreal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like looking at him, and that's where the hate come from. It's like that pussy punk ass shit. You know what I'm saying? That's where the hate come from. It's like you just walked away from a huge fight. But now this is the thing. This is the thing that got me perplexed. Because now, what's going on, Mark? What's going on? This is what got me perplexed. I just dropped the link. Um, what got me perplexed is they're talking about there's no budget at Showtime. I'm just listening to Blue. And sometimes, I mean, that's my man, but on this one, I can't like really listen to him because I don't want to hear the shit. You know what I'm saying? He said like it's no budget for Showtime or whatever. And then you got Crawford talking about some EJ went on vacation and EJ exposed him. Hey man, I just went to my daughter's birthday party. So this is kind of bullshit we got going on today. You know what I'm saying? It's like this these lies and shit. You know. So why if Showtime don't have a budget, why was they trying to make the fight in November? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't understand. There's a lot of things that we don't understand about the business of boxing. I mean, how were they able to schedule? So why was they trying to schedule this fight? Or, I mean, there's a big plot hole. There's a big plot hole right there. I don't understand. Um, what I'm saying, how they knew that the fight was going to be next year or when or what time. You know what I'm saying? There's no conclusions. There's no way to find out, You know what I'm saying? People just finding out little tidbits of information that they can use. You know what I'm saying, to cover the rest of the duck, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how do they know that Showtime, didn't have any money? That's not what Terence Crawford's saying. That's not what Errol Spence Jr. is saying. And then they also have Fox. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a Showtime. You know what I'm saying? They can go other places. They're like Fox. Fox is a powerful network. You know what I'm saying? That EJ fights on too, right? So it's so much shit out there that nobody know what to believe. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I do know is that Terence Crawford said that he signed for everything. You see what I'm saying? He said he signed for everything. So you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, you can't have it both ways, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's either, you signed the deal and you're gonna fight Errol Spence Jr. You can't say I signed the deal, but I'm gonna fight David Avenesian. So in my mind, that's a contradiction. You know what I'm saying? And the shit don't go together. So, but he's calmly be able to sit there on the couch and just tell motherfuckers anything they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Zach B says, Fool, I tried, but I can't listen to I know, man. This shit, I know. And that's my nigga, man. I'm telling you, that's my nigga. I can't stand it. I can't, I just look at the damn you know what I'm saying? I just look at the little tab or whatever. I say, shit, I can't listen to that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit! Come on now, come on now. Don't you already? We're gonna get. Oh man, come on. But I'm surprised Caleb Plant took that fight. He said, "I feel you, Pool." He said the reason the fight is not happening soon is because Bud has questions he don't understand because he's taking all the risks. As he said, "What damn risk? 35 to 40% of it all." Right. See, this is first time being free, and see when you jumping off in the big business like that, you need to have somebody that can break it down to you. We know Bud ain't no genius because he said he spelled post Post. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you right there he can't run no deal. He can't run no big business deal. You know what I'm saying? The only person that can do that is Floyd Mayweather because he was mentored by big businessmen. So you don't have to know how to spell when you know how to put shit together. You know what I'm saying? He's done this shit, what I'm saying, for years and years, and he was in the old timers that grandfather you in. So, if Bud was on some shit like that where he was interested and showed interest in putting deals together and had his hands in there. See, you can learn things when people show you shit. But Bud don't want to know shit. He just want to be out front. You know what I'm saying? He just want to be out front of shit. You know what I'm saying? And he don't want to know nothing, see? And it was Al Haymon that was behind Floyd, that was mentoring him on how to put deals together and directing him which way to go, just like he's doing Errol Spence Jr. You see what I'm saying? So that's what Bud needs. Bud needs an Al Haymon, but he can't be out here faking it, you know what I'm saying, till he make it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's fucking up. He's fucking up. He's walking away from deals. This is big polished deal shit. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into these contracts, lawyers, you talking about you don't trust your lawyer. It's you full of shit, bro. You full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to put a team together. And this is just elementary school shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't even knowing nothing about nothing. Just common sense. What's going on, warrior to the game, my brother? What's happening?
Hey, what's going on, my good brother? How you doing?
Oh, all right. What's going on, bro? I'm just trying to absorb and process all this shit. What you think about this budget thing for Showtime? They ain't have no money. That Blue is talking about, and I'm just like,
That ain't,
oh man.
like I said, all of a sudden, Terence Crawford fans have become businessmen and accountants. You know, when it's convenient. They were screaming. You know, uh, Spence fans with accountants and all this stuff for the last 4 years, but now all of a sudden they become accountants. Listen, it ain't my business to know what Showtime have. What I know is that they was negotiating the fight and they was going to make the fight. I mean, they spent months and months, negotiating, and they were going to make the fight. So what else do I need to know about they books? That's not my business. And I know that
Hmm.
Errol Spence said that he was happy with what he was getting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he said that. He said, listen, I was fine with what I was getting,
Mm-hmm.
but it's Terence Crawford is he's a manipulator, man. And I told people this. Terence Crawford comes off as a very confident person. Most times you see him a very alpha person. He seems like the type of person where if he's done wrong, he's going to stand up and he's going to have alpha energy behind it when he stand up if he's being done wrong. And when he did that live stream, we saw the exact opposite of how he normally is. We see nervous energy. We see him stuttering. We see him. I don't know if he was reading off cue cards. He kept looking to the left. I mean, it was a disaster. I mean, to be quite honest, he just shouldn't have said nothing. But I think
It's
the beating he
pride.
took on, the beating he was taking on social media, he had to say something. I mean, because it's bad. I've seen a lot of guys, and I'm not talking about and I hate using this term, but it's true. The fanboys of Terence Crawford. I'm not talking about them, but I've seen a lot of solid brothers who are Terence Crawford, like actual fans of Terence Crawford, solid guys who ain't with what he did. They're
Mm-hmm.
not with what he did. They like, man, I try to stand behind you, but even though I believe you will win the fight, and their stance may not have changed on that, and that's fine. It's just like, yo, the way you moving is kind of it's not right, you know.
It's
Uh,
weak.
yeah, it is. But the problem is we we haven't. Well, I won't say we. Quote, we have listened to him, but the people haven't really listened to him. He has said numerous times that the fight was behind him, that he didn't want to fight, he didn't need Errol Spence. He's okay with his legacy the way that it
Mm-hmm.
is. He's okay with being crowned number one pound for pound based off of his skill potential. What people see is his potential with his skills. He's okay with that. But he's not okay with challenging himself against the best.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Should
even
have took the fight.
you
He
know what I'm
should have
saying?
took the. Yeah, man. Listen, bro. This fight with the Bud and the fucking Spence, bro, should have gone down a long time ago. This fight's not gonna go down
That's my boy. You just cut my man off, bro. Hold on for a second. Let lawyer to the game finish his thought. What's going on, dude? Go
Why you
go ahead.
interrupting me, bro? He's interrupting me now speaking, bro.
No. Let
Yeah,
lawyer to the
you
game.
just
He was in the.
interrupting me, bro.
Go ahead, lawyer
what?
to the game.
Right. Yeah. I just feel like this brother, Terrence Crawford, he's okay with retiring and not testing himself against the best. I think he's okay with the title of being the best. If you notice, right, during the live stream when he was talking about, come on, man, Boost Virgil Ortiz, why wouldn't I fight that? I'm the number one pound for pound fighter. And the way he said it was like he was trying to convince himself of that, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because
It's like he's insecure and he has to like it's an affirmation or something.
right, exactly. And I just said to myself, like, bro, you don't even sound like you believe it. The way he said it, it was like, you could just read people's energy. It
I'm
was
the
like he
number
was
one. I'm the number one champion of the world.
world,
I'm the
right?
number one fighter, ain't I?
Come on, man. Yeah, come on, man. And I'm looking at him like, bro,
I'm a
like,
strong, independent black woman. Oh, I didn't say that.
right,
I'm strong and confident.
right. I just say the big eye opening thing. I think the bombshell for me yesterday with the whole Twitter war was the
Mm-hmm.
fact that he was given transparency. He made it seem as if he asked for transparency and he didn't get it, and he was getting fucked, and he didn't know what was going on, so he just left. And this when EJ said he got transparency, they were going to show him everything that was agreed on. They were also going to put all the money, all these things he asked for, to put the
Mm-hmm.
money in a separate account and it's not touched until everyone agrees on everything. They did that as well, you know. And then
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he kept screaming that he had no guarantee, and EJ said neither did he. So I mean,
He just telling half the story. He's not. He's
story.
trying to. He's painting a narrative.
Right. And that's what he and his team have lived off with the foolish fan base that he has is they live off narratives. It's not about facts. It's about a soundbite, what sounds good. That's why they like to repeat. Oh, I mean, to this day, these idiots are still talking about the easy route. I mean, like, bro, like, are you serious at this point? Like anyone with a functioning brain can take a look and see the opponents that Terence Crawford has fought. Matter of fact, his next opponent that he himself is not being forced to fight by Bob Arum because there's no other opponents for him. This is someone
Mm-hmm.
he chose. He said he's his own boss. He's telling Spence, "Oh, he's not his own boss." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, but Spence hired someone to do his business for him. And the guy that he hired to do his business for him has made him a bigger draw, a bigger star in half the time that Terence Crawford has been pro. Why would he not run stuff by Al? So you're gonna go to Errol Spence behind Al Heyman's back and say, "Hey, I got these two guys. They're willing to give us 25 million." Spence says, what about the back end? Well, they just saying, if they get their money back, then we get 80-20 to split, but we get a guarantee. And, everyone got fire sticks. You got to fight. Errol Spence even said he got a fire stick. I'm like, whoa, it's Terence Crawford. He out here telling on people, like, what's going on? Because, I mean, there was just so much weird energy with that. And it's like, well, Errol Spence, here was the difference. Terence Crawford has been let down so much with pay-per-view that he wants to just take the guaranteed money because he don't sell.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence is okay with going the way Haymon is telling him to go and betting on himself because that's the formula that has worked for them thus far. You know, when I'm at work, and I'm in sales for a big company, a big network, and if someone outsells me, I don't look at them like I'm jealous of them. I want to mirror the things that they're doing or add some things from what they're doing to my game because apparently there's something that they're doing that's getting them the results that they're getting that I'm missing.
It's
But
called
these,
it's called fighting good competition. Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, it's all good. But, you know, they want the quick money. I got a clip. I got to find it. And I normally don't even listen to Fanon, but I got a clip I posted. I'm gonna find it with Bomac stating he's on a soundbite stating that Terence Crawford is getting older and something about taking easier fights for good money because he's getting older in his career. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna send it to you. But
And
I
you know
said,
the and you know the more I get into this lawyer of the game, and people send me information. You know what
mm-hmm,
I'm saying? Things that I can't mention. You know what I'm
same,
saying?
yep,
Yeah,
same
because
here.
it would expose a lot of things, and it's just interesting because, man, it's like when you get that information, it's things that you never thought about, and it's like,
Right,
wow, but you don't want to expose, I'm saying, the
right,
sources, because if
right.
you tell it, that's the only person who probably knows about that
Know
kind of
it.
stuff.
Yep, yep,
Right. So you,
yep,
you can't say it. So,
yep.
I keep the confidence because, I like to keep my ears to the ground, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
And plus,
mm-hmm.
it's a source, but you don't want to put no sources out there that's, you don't really
Right.
know where they come from. So yeah, you hear a lot of things, man. This guy is I just don't understand why he's so weird like this. Why, I mean, I know he comes from the hood and a lot of people have a lot of mental issues, You know what I'm saying? With the emotions,
Mhm.
the way they, because
Mhm.
motherfuckers come up
Mhm.
rough, shot
Mhm.
in the head and all that kind of stuff. And you have to deal, you just keep moving on and you're not really dealing with the fear of almost dying, you know what I'm saying, over some bullshit. And you just keep on going and that stuff affects you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it affects your mentality, how you live day to day. So I understand because I'm from the hood myself. I've seen a lot of messed up stuff, but I got
Mhm.
away from it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And even though you have to still live with whatever you saw, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You can't, you know what I'm saying? You got to go get help, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because the way this
Right.
guy moves is very telling, you know what I'm saying? The hate,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
jealousy,
Yeah.
the pettiness,
Yeah.
the insecurity, just
It's
able to,
weird.
if you got a man that's able to lie on you like that, it's kind of like these Karens out here. They could just destroy people. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? It's like that's a weird thing, you know what I'm saying? Especially with men, because usually we don't care about the small things. We just want to, you know, take things at face value, you know what I'm saying? And come in good faith. And
Yeah.
that's the thing with Terence Crawford. He just comes off as a scumbag. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? You know what I mean? Like okay, this is what I mean. Like he came to the thing all smirking, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't taking the shit seriously. If you want to convince people, you come serious. You know what I'm saying? You come, you know what I'm saying, like, you could present the facts. And he was just all over the place. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He
Yeah.
was just laughing and we're
Yeah.
about to lie, go live. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. And my first impression was this is some bullshit. He's
Yeah.
smiling and cheesing and he looking at the
Yeah.
cards and
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is going on in boxing today? What's happening with Tank? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, what
Yeah.
happened to professional boxing, bro? What happened to
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. It's an adventure, man. Just watch it. I don't think he should have done the live stream. He should have just,
mm,
sometimes people don't understand that silence is very powerful. Look at Al Heyman. You never even hear. Look at the aura he has of how powerful he is. You don't hear anything that he says.
but,
Ever.
but he comes
And
from another era. He comes from that era where you fell back. You know what I'm
right.
saying? He came from that old Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, that old time, he knew how to move. He had to move against real killers out there, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And he had to go get educated so he know what was going on, how to move. And he had a mentor. I forgot
Hmm.
what that guy named. They did a documentary on
The
his mentor.
Godfather. I know you're talking about. Yep,
Uh
I've seen it
and
on
uh
Netflix.
and and y'all wouldn't believe that guy, he don't speak fancy or nothing. He just had a very really innate ability for business. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He could persuade people, and he
And,
he would he would cuss them people out like a
yeah. And
like
he
a
was a
street
straight
dude.
shooter. He was
He
a
was a
straight
straight
shooter.
shooter.
A super straight
Yeah,
shooter.
right. And it's
I
like,
remember.
so you know what I'm
I
talking
remember.
about? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Go ahead.
remember he when I watched the documentary, they was talking about I forgot someone it was a black person who they were trying to get a deal with Coca-Cola.
Hmm.
I and the guy walked into the meeting and he told the white executive, niggas drink Coke. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he said. I mean, it's just like niggas drink Coke. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you going through all this shit. Like, and
Hmm.
and me personally, man, I think, and this is just my opinion. It's not to be a fact because I don't have any proof, but I just feel like Terrence Crawford doesn't like other black people to be a step ahead of him or above him
Hmm.
because
Right.
he's done everything. I mean, he's done everything to avoid doing business with Al Heyman. Everything.
Yeah.
This fight has been made. The reason why the fight ain't happening this year is because he tried to avoid going over to the PBC and doing
Yeah.
business. I mean, the Sean Porter fight was done a year ago from in November. I was no he fought Sean Porter, I believe, was November of last year. So from last November, now we're in November. This man waited from November. Now he could have had a fight and stayed busy, but he said he only wanted Spence. He waited from November all the way to June or August or whatever he said to start negotiating the fight. He was going in the water, talking about he's looking for Earl in the water. He's flying to Dubai trying to meet up with MTK Global. That fell apart. And at the last moment, he had to go in there with his pants down in front of a Harvard economics grad and Al Haymon, and they was just over their head. And they
And,
was over their head in negotiations.
and it's like you said, when he was doing all that, he was trying to avoid the PBC,
Yep.
right? He wasn't trying to fight Errol. See, this is what I'm trying to tell people. They just use your logic, but I think people are willfully ignorant. They know.
Hmm.
I think they understand that Terence Crawford don't want this fight. I don't think his fans want this fight. I think they just want him. I think they just want him to be in a position to talk shit.
Yep.
Basically, that way he'll never have to go and get Falumaloom, and they have to take that L, and so they can
Hmm.
stop hating on. And I just don't understand. And I don't understand that visceral hatred for a
Earl,
fighter,
it's
a
weird.
fighter, a fighter that's doing it all, doing exactly what real boxing fans would want to see. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Even if you don't like him, you know what I'm saying? If Triple G would have fought Jamal Charlo and fought what I'm saying, all the top guys, I don't
Hmm.
like him, but I still would have respected
Respected him,
Triple
right?
G. I would have
Hmm.
respected him. I
Yeah.
wouldn't been able to say a damn thing or anything. Even if he took some light touches later, I would say, hey man, he
Hmm.
fought Jamal Charlo. That dude got hurt. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? But we can't say
Yep.
that about Terence Crawford. He how did
Right.
he get himself into this position to where he's supposed to be pound for pound number one, but he haven't fought nobody?
It's what I
Yeah.
told you, man. It's all based off skill potential. The fact,
Mm-hmm.
once he beat a name in Gamboa, because Gamboa had a name, even though a lot of people don't look at situations, they just go by, names. And Gamboa had moved up in weight. Gamboa was caught in between 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather, the whole TNT thing, and he sat
Mm-hmm.
on the shelf and he fought Terence Crawford in Omaha, and he had good success in the beginning, but Terence Crawford got him. And the fact that Terence Crawford was able to switch hit, man, that just excited everybody, you know? And they
Mm-hmm.
said, oh man, look at this guy's skills, man. This guy, he has the best skills of boxing. He could switch, he could do this, blah, 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 blah. He's pound for pound number one. And Bob Arum is good at matchmaking and developer fighters. That's what he's great for. He's great for doing it when you up and coming, but once you get over that level, you become a superstar. He's not good for you anymore. He's
Right.
still trying to, manipulate everything. So Terence Crawford to me, and I said this yesterday on my live stream. Terence Crawford to me, he's not number one pound for pound in the world. I had him up there like everybody else, because people want to say, hey, I'm hating this, that, and the third, and he can't be number one pound for pound in the world anymore because what he just did to fight to back out of a fight, the biggest fight in the sport, to fight David Avedisian, not even a up and coming contender, but someone who's lost to Lamont Peterson and someone who got knocked out by someone Terence Crawford stopped and knocked out. You needed a tune up. And I watched Errol Spence come off of life-threatening car accidents, eye surgeries, 13-month layoff, 17-month layoff, and go right in there with former world champions and world champions to unify titles. He can't be. He can't be. Terence Crawford can't be number one pound for pound. He can't,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, I agree.
number one pound for pound for me means this that you're when your number is called, you're ready. It doesn't matter about layoffs. Look at Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler. When your number is called, you don't need a tune-up. You don't need tune-ups. I mean, Spence fought off 13 and 17 month layoff. You're gonna fight off a 13-month layoff. But the fact is this. There was a lot riding on this fight. It's going to be in front of the world. In my opinion, is Bomac said, you know what? Because he's his manager. He said, Terrence, after what he seen Spence do to Ugas, because Bomac was a fighter before. And watching some of the shit I see with him, he the guy's ass kicked plenty of times to know what a real ass would feel like in the
Mm.
ring. And after he seen what Spence did to Ugas, he said, nope, Terrence, we ain't gonna throw you in there or in a 13-month layoff or 14-month layoff. We're gonna let you go in there and sharpen your tools up against an easy touch, and then we'll go ahead and do this.
So you think the fight's still going to happen? Because I see they come out reports for next year, April. How real you think that is?
I think the fight's gonna happen just because the payday that is associated with it for the fighters. I don't think both fighters are willing to let that go. If you look at Errol Spence, because one thing about Terence Crawford, he's about the money. And if you look at Errol Spence, remember this: when Errol Spence was about to fight Manny Pacquiao, he found out he had a torn retina. He still wanted to fight. It was the payday. It was the
Mhm.
payday. Errol Spence is. We don't know what his announcement is, but it doesn't seem like he's moving up to 154 because he would have just said, "I'm moving up to 154," and this would all be done. So I think it's about and Spence said like, hey, like he get it that why Terence Crawford went and grabbed the money or whatever, but and he said it, he made a statement about that in the tweet, like I ain't mad at you about that, but it's just like how you did shit was fucked up and you out here lying. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
he can't
right.
knock a man for, and I can't knock Terence Crawford for taking money. I mean, I'm not feeding his kids and his family. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing bad about his bit. That's his business. I'm not going to listen. Terrence Crawford go broke tomorrow. He can't come to me to stay at my house, so I can't judge that man what he do from a business perspective. I got to respect that. But when you put all these narratives out here for years about how you the best and this person's scared and all this stuff, and then the shit is about to get made, and then the kitchen gets too hot and you get out, then we gotta hold your feet to the fire for that.
Right.
You know,
So so if you know that, what I'm saying, that the fight's going to happen next year, why not just say that? That would like end a lot of this shit. The fight is going to build itself. Why not
right?
just say, hey, why not just say, hey man, what I'm saying, I've been out, Errol. I want to tune up before we get in there because this is the biggest fight in boxing, and I want to make sure I'm sharp. I mean, the things I'm saying that's coming out of my mouth
hmm
is so simple. Not
hmm
that, what I'm saying, the deal was bad, or not that, all this bullshit that, say all the revising and stalling and what I'm saying, it's just, what's gonna happen because EJ gonna end up getting stripped, what I'm saying, somehow, because the way they pushing all these different, they putting in their requests for them to become mandatory, but get the fight next, all this shit is coming down, and I'm just trying to figure out how is that going to work for this fight to get pushed back. I mean, I
Well,
just don't understand how it's going to
well,
all work together if it's going to work, if they're going to fight next year.
well. The thing is this, right? It looks like EJ and what Al is doing and what EJ is doing is what Terrence Crawford should have done after he beat Sean Porter. Allegedly, there's this fight for December 10th. They're talking about Errol Spence fighting again in December. So they're
17.
probably right. So they're probably gonna So a week later. So they're probably gonna line up their fights and then work on getting the fight made next since it's gonna be next year. So
Now,
what
I'm,
I'll just say this.
I'm,
One thing about boxing is that all that politics shit means nothing when it's about money.
mhm.
So they can have mandatories, this, that, and the third, but when big money is involved, that's always what's king in the sport of boxing.
Hmm. So I'm just trying to figure. I was just trying to figure out how they was going to hold off all this mandatory shit. And you're right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, Errol Spence Jr. hold 3 of the belts, so they're gonna get paid
hmm
regardless. They're gonna get
Right.
paid if he fight Keith Thurman. They're gonna
hmm
whoever he fight, they're gonna get paid. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going on inside the square circle? Y'all subscribe to Inside the Square Circle with King Judah. What's going on, my brother? What's happening?
Nothing much, man. Look, I was listening to y'all talk right. I just wanted to chime in on something ever since this happened. Okay. because I tried to go live with you the other night, man. I was out there on that road. I got this new phone. I don't know what the hell going on. I can't get signal like I did with my last one. But anyway,
I understand.
But anyway, bro, this what I've been trying to tell you. When I first heard that Bud Crawford, that live stream he did, the first thing I pointed out, the first inconsistency I pointed out was that everybody trying to say that he told Errol Spence about this $25 million guarantee, and Errol Spence and Al Haymon was scared to do it. The question I kept trying to ask everybody is that what proof did he show that he actually had an entity willing to pay this? If you just come to me and tell me, hey man, leave Al Haymon, this dude that you trust, who been getting you paid since you started, come fuck with me and these dudes over here. We got $25 million for you. Who would do that in their right mind? And just like I said, bro, Spence put that in his tweet. He was like, man, you never showed me the 25 mil or the people that you was talking to. He didn't say that word for word, but in so many words, that's what Spence was saying. Man, you just came to me and told me that you knew somebody who had 25 mil. I never saw proof.
Right.
Yes. Spence said when he asked him, he couldn't tell him who the person was.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. Because that's the thing about it, I knew that Bud couldn't tell him. Bro, I was making jokes about it, bro. Bud, the way Bud was talking, bro, that shit sounded so suspect. It sounded like
that shit was janky.
The men in black pulled up on Bud in an unmarked car, Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, and told him they had 25 mil for him. And then when Bud said he gonna get back with him, they flew off into space. The car turned into a damn spaceship. That's what it sounded like.
No, and it was like, no, I had two companies.
It was two. He said more than one.
Well, it sounds like a setup, bro. It sounds like bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? If you had two different companies willing to pay you that much for Spence, right? Now, stay with me right here, y'all. You had two random companies willing to pay Bud Crawford $25 million for Spence. Couldn't you at least got $20 million to fight somebody else who wasn't Spence? Did you have to fight Avenetian for 10?
Right.
That's my point.
And Avenetian, from what I heard, had an opponent lined up, and they paid step aside money to fight him. I mean, that's just a real bad look. That's a bad look. You go cherry pick somebody to the point where you pull them out of a fight so you can fight them.
That was a lie. That's because that was a lie. So the whole time you got people saying that Errol Spence wanted to fight, but you got Terence Crawford had been negotiating behind Errol Spence with multiple people, because from what it sounded like, Avenetian wasn't the only person that he was thinking about fighting.
Right.
Let me catch up with some of my people here. What's going on, Lou? Errol Grassroots says, who you got for Caleb Plant or David Benavidez? You already know, man. David Benavidez for to put the damn hammer on Caleb Plant. So I'm surprised he's finally came around to fight this dude, but I salute Caleb Plant, what I'm saying, for being a real warrior.
He's doing what he's supposed to do, bro. What he doing is he don't know how much he actually got left. He lost to Canelo. That was his biggest fight in his career. So now he at the point, you know what? I solidified myself as a decent fighter, but I'm about to go out as a fighter that's going to be respected for all time. So he just taking on tough competition until it's over with.
Yeah, well, his confidence is high too. After that knockout, his confidence is very high.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and he couldn't avoid David forever. I mean, you got to go through him. You know what I'm saying? He been in the league too long. You know what I'm saying? That's like them up that 175 at light heavyweight trying to avoid Arthur Beterbiev. You got to go through him. Joe Smith Jr. had to go through him. You see what I'm saying? So, you can't just let the man sit there and act like he don't exist. Eric Johnson says, dude had nervous energy ever since the Ugas fight. Yeah, we saw that massacre, man. Everybody was looking at Ugas. That he had a lot of respect from boxing community, man, because he went in there and took a serious ass whipping. You know what I'm saying?
And didn't back down either.
Right. Nigga had broke ribs and he was still trying to fight. He gained a lot of fans that night. You know what I'm saying? Ugas. And Romney Emily Jones says, I got David in that one. Good scrap, no doubt. Eric Johnson says, Bud, 35 and acting like a damn 17-year-old hustling on the block because he don't understand. He's nervous. He's scared. You got a lot of pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? That is real. You know what I'm saying? Gerald Cross says, he said, Bud doesn't want to lose to EJ, period. He's fucking up the fight on purpose.
He probably meant purpose.
On purpose. Yeah, I was trying. I got a damn brain fart. I knew he was saying that. And let me see. What's going on? Greeks with fire, my brother. He says He was just saying pool and family. Ronald Emily Jones is nervous as long as he says nervous as long as till cat in a room full of rocking chairs. And Eric Johnson said he actually thought people believed that bullshit. And that's something I just don't understand, bro. It's like it wasn't convincing, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, bro. It's like Gerald Cross says, Bud is smarter than y'all think. He's using reverse psychology to duck all the A-class fighters. Oh shit, we already know. Shit.
But I'm gonna tell y'all something about that. I took I had a minor in psychology. The first thing they teach y'all about reverse psychology, it only works when your target is less intelligent than you are. You can't use reverse psychology and get somebody with equal intelligence or superior intelligence. It don't work.
No doubt, no doubt. I'm like, you can't be coming in there with your head down and we about to go live and think people gonna believe you, bro. You already look like your eyebrows is fixed like a liar, nigga. That's all I'm saying.
Like you said,
yeah, look like you look. What you say?
When I was listening to you at first, he a damn scumbag, bro. That's exactly what he is, bro. He the fucking scumbag. Y'all remember on Ninja Turtles? I don't know if y'all remember. I don't know. I used to watch this shit. You had a ninja. You had all the villains, bro. You had Shredder. Shredder was respectable. You had everybody, but that one you had that one villain called the Rat King. That's Terence Crawford. You the goddamn Rat King. That's who you is.
What's going on, G5? Gabe in the building. Y'all subscribe to G5 Gabe on the the TWT team. You know what I'm saying? They got some great content over there. I think I seen Just Do Boxing in the building. Y'all subscribe to Just Do Boxing. I be over there. These guys listen to them all day. You know what I'm saying? So if you like good content, please subscribe over there. Let me get to some more of these comments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Paul, I think, I really feel like another big part of this is Terence Crawford, he doesn't have control, and that's what bothers him. Because I mean, you got to think about the balls of this guy, right? He's coming, he wants to fight Errol Spence. He doesn't want to sign to the PBC to do it, and that's his prerogative. He don't have to do anything he don't want to do. But you want to bring other investors into this when Al Haymon is responsible for 4 of the top 5 pay-per-views in history, but you're trying to bring some other investors in there, and Al Haymon told this man, like, yo, no one else is touching this fight.
Right.
Why you I don't understand. If you needed a promoter, then you should have got a new promoter. Look, let me tell you something. If Terence Crawford was serious about making this fight, you know what he would have done? He'd have went and signed with Richard Schaefer for one fight, and the fight would have got made. Richard Schaefer and Al Haymon have a great relationship. He would have went and signed with Richard Schaefer, like Mikey Garcia did. Remember when Mikey Garcia signed with Richard Schaefer, how many good big fights he got with the PBC and wasn't signed to the PBC? But he could have went to Richard Schaefer, and Richard Schaefer. And they would have all hammered out a deal that would have been lucrative for everybody. But that's not what he wanted to do. They was in over their head. He's the first time he's a free agent in his career, and they're going to negotiate the biggest fight in boxing with Bomac and a lawyer that you don't trust. And I thought this was also. And I thought this was weird too, right? One of the first things he said in that live stream was Al Haymon was negotiating with someone that is not in any way, shape, or form part of Team Crawford. That was weird to me. I
think he was talking about they were asking him about Daniel Kenningham, but he didn't want to mention his name, so he was trying to speak.
Right, and I think that's why he said he's not a part. He's no way, shape, form, blah blah blah. But why would Al Haymon doesn't seem to be a stupid person? Why would he be sitting down talking to this person? So it seemed to me basically what happened was because he mentioned something about a contract, and it seemed that the contract that lawyer was able to get for Terence Crawford he didn't like, so he moved on from that lawyer and got someone else. That's what it seemed like to me. But there was just so many holes and so many things that were just like so ambiguous in his conversation, man. It's like, bro, I told somebody this before because they just stick with Terence Crawford because they have relationship with some of his family members. And I said, you know, you can't retard yourself to keep your company. You can't make yourself more stupid just so you can have people hang around you or so you can hang around people. You're doing yourself a disservice. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know, I think he was trying to be smart, but he wasn't giving enough information, and it just came off kind of awkward. But I think he was just trying to be slick, and it just kind of came off kind of awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't trying to release too much information. And one thing you know about an educated person is they're not going to ask you a question they don't already know the answer to. So when
Right.
he was asking him about that deal or whatever, his dealings and stuff with Kinahan,
Hmm.
he probably already knew. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
just wanted to see what he was going to say. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So, and the BBC right now got a lot of enemies. So they got a lot of, shitty deals, a lot of people trying to scam them and trying to get them caught up in shit.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I'm pretty sure they got to watch their six around the Terence Crawfords, people who gonna bring them something that's gonna put them in the news and the scandal. Because right now you got McKinahan out there with top rank. Bob Arum is turning state evidence on motherfuckers, and
Damn.
and I'm pretty sure the PBC don't want to be a part of that. They don't want to
That
have no dealings or back dealings or being able to be connected with
to that.
that to
Mechanic.
that.
And you notice that, and I think you're 100% correct because if you remember, towards the very very beginning of when these negotiations was going on, Stephen Espinosa had mentioned something like they want to just make sure that Canahan has like nothing to do with this at all. So Espinosa had came out and said that. So
And
it's just interesting you putting the pieces together now. In the very beginning, there's someone who was no part of his camp and has no affiliation with. That's just it's all kind of weird. That's kind of weird to me, man.
well, I mean, remember when he went out to Dubai? You know what I'm saying? That was the
Hmm.
hookup. That was when he
Hmm.
got down with the team. They jumped him in then. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And see, he couldn't find nobody to work with him because of what he did. See, these trainers and these people, they keeping their ear to the ground. They watching what you do. See what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And all of a sudden he becomes a pariah, not only because he does bad business, but because of what he did when he went over there to Dubai. They trying to figure out what this dude
Hmm.
doing over there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And he was
Hmm.
all over social media, what I'm saying, acting like, he was looking
Hmm.
for Errol Spence Jr. But people knew, them trainers knew what he was doing. He's looking for a promoter. And now he's
Hmm.
got this this underworld boss, what I'm saying, that done came up with this hedge uh plan. Who else got that kind of money besides maybe the Arabs or something like that could put something together like that? Who can guarantee $25
Hmm.
million per fight? And now that's the only people I know that spend money like that because I think they spent that money on the Anthony Joshua and Ruiz fight, right? They put that together, right? And
Hmm.
those are the only people I've heard of in boxing, you know what I'm saying? Unless you have to go way back to like really see some foreign people put in money for a fight like that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So you can like kind of put the pieces together that this company, this fly by night company, all of a sudden, what I'm saying, exists. You know what I'm saying? It's only worth $5 million, but they're doing multi-million dollar
Hmm.
deals. That shit sound like some goddamn
Yeah, that's just
Godfather
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, that's
That
just
shit sound like
crazy.
that shit sound like some Godfather shit. Now, McKinahan, don't come after me. Don't come after me.
Hmm.
I'm just talking shit. I ain't got no money now. Unless you want to give me some money to promote this shit. Yeah, y'all start hearing me like, that's the best fight. BLK Prime is the best. Y'all be like, that nigga done sold out. You know what I'm saying?
Do
They'll
you
be
remember when? Do you remember when Terence Crawford did that interview over there in the UK with Radio Raheem, and that was an interview where he said the UK. I think he said the reason the fight wasn't happening, he blamed it on black people. Do you remember that? And the
mm-hmm.
banner and the banner for that video was MTK Global. It was an
Wow.
MTK. It was an MTK Global video. That was the banner that came up, and then the interview. had went on, man. And I had thought that, that man's entitled to his opinion. Terence Crawford, he's entitled to his opinion, but man, I mean, the man blamed black people for the fight not happening, and then he turned around and said the UK got the best fans in the world.
Mm-hmm. That's because he ain't moving right. He know
Right.
that he know black people are gonna hold. We the only people that hold our own fighters accountable. Like like boxing should be, because we the best fighters. So
Mm-hmm.
I know that pisses a lot of people off, but we hold our fighters to a higher standard. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And we don't move like other races. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't give a damn that Canelo don't fight the best. They're gonna support him no matter what. And that's kind of admirable. But if you're a real boxing fan, you want to see the best fight the best. So they're not
Facts.
real boxing fans. They're just race soldiers. You know what I'm saying? Race-based fans. And so we hold our fighters because usually our fighters are the best. So we know we the best. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see Floyd fight Zab Judah. We want to, what I'm saying? We want to see
Mm-hmm.
Floyd fight Manny Pacquiao, or whoever we think is the best. And we the only race that keep it real like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's good and bad in it, because we see the way people are moving in boxing right now. But see, they gotta be that way because they don't have the athletes. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be that way when they get like a hope that comes in for their race, because we already know, we already got kids right now that's killing the game, like Kid Austin. He's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
nightmare. Shoo
Mm-hmm.
Shoo, they're already coming up, and they're like, God damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We can't end this shit. They getting all the goddamn undisputed championship. They see now they trying to change it into a popularity contest because they know if they go back to the old way of doing things, they ain't gonna have no. They ain't gonna exist. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Arthur Beterbiev is a phenomenon. I bet you, if you really break him down, you know what I'm saying? And I just suspect, so that dude is a nightmare. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But that's an anomaly. I'm just say that. I'm gonna leave it at that. He's an anomaly. You know what I'm saying? And Bivol is more believable. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But Arthur Beterbiev,
You're like
you know what
Ivan
I'm saying?
Drago.
Right. You know what I'm saying? No.
For real.
Let me get some of these comments. Ramen Emily Jones says, he said, Bud focused on misinformation and redirection, everything, but why he isn't fighting. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's because Bud he don't want to take that L, bro. He says, Dungeon Talk says, Bud jealous and envious of Spence. He really want to be Spence. And he could have been Spence because he started before Spence, but he moved the way he moved. You know what I'm saying? All safe and shit. So Ed 1050 says, he says, salute pool. He said, I'm amazed that TC don't know about the business. I don't think he's going to fight EJ because he feels his career is set and decided as a pay-per-view Hall of Famer looking for his last check. And I mean, and I wish he would just say that instead of, fronting. What's going
Mm.
on, Yolanda? I see she's in the building. Queen is in the building. What's happening? And Dungeon Talk says he's overjoyed he's ducking Spence. Of course. You know what I'm saying? Raw Sports TV said, how does Bud think he deserved the same money as Spence? 25 mil. Get the fuck out of here. And Rami Emily Jones says, real killers move in silence. You
Facts.
know. And Dungeon Talk says, I bet Bernie suggests Bud do that live. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but it didn't do him no good, bro. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It kind of dropped the stock.
Yeah, it
Um,
did.
Dungeon Talk says Spence from the old school era of boxing, where you keep it all the way real. He said Bud is from this era where sugarcoating is the wave they riding. Shit, them motherfuckers, they don't keep it. I mean, they just propaganda, man. They just be lying like a motherfucker nowadays. I mean, you should see some of the comments I get, bro. Bud is using Spence's name for clout. He said
Uh-huh.
just like Ryan Garcia does with Tank name. I call the nigga the Black Canelo. Now he's the Ryan Garcia. And it says
Mm-hmm.
Dungeon Talk says I think Bob Arum had a lot to do with Bud pound for pound list. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You see how he manipulated Devin down there. Devin had to take that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Rhythm says, What's up, everybody? And Eddie 1050 says TC went from saying he really want Thurman to he want EJ to Porter trying to throw him a alley oop by fighting him to disaster making EJ fight. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Dungeon Talk says Bud Ducking got Shakur like Bud Ducking got Shakur like, damn Bud, I thought you were the shit. He said, you see, Shakur hasn't spoken about it. I know he's disappointed in Bud, but see, y'all got to understand that Shakur and Earl go back too. You know what I'm saying? They both go back, even though he spend more time with EJ. His spirit is more. I mean, with Crawford, his spirit is more like EJ. So Mike Rhythm says Keith Thurman told him to give him 8 months, and he could have fought Thurman. Right? You know what I'm saying? He's just wasting EJ Prime, bro.
Mhm.
Roman and Emily Jones said that pound for pound list means nothing to me, and it says it's all bias. I never cared for it. Nobody cares for it. It's just the audacity. And Dungeon Talk says Spence said he's going to spin the block. You know what I'm saying? But I just hope he don't get the runaround. You know what I'm saying? When he do come back round. And Mr. Infinity
Right.
18, Mr. Infinity 18 says Al Heyman doesn't want the fight to happen. And Robert and Emily Jones says they are never going to fight. He said, "Buds take at least a year off in between fights." I think EJ going to wait till. Well, if it does, it only hurts Crawford, doesn't it? He's 35 years old. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, it's only going to hurt him. EJ got a lot of fights he can fight. You know what I'm saying? Mike Rhythm says if you think this guy David is going to prepare him for something like Spence, somebody told him wrong. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? David ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit is. I mean, I don't know why you need a David Avenesian. That shit's crazy, bro. Dungeon Talk. Dungeon Talk says he could say that because he tried to roast Thurman for waiting
One thing or two now.
for wanting a tune-up. Let me put my
Mhm.
glasses on. I'm getting old, y'all. He said, Poole, if you don't want to fight, you're not going to be rational. You're going to find issues to not make the fight. He said, Poole, if you
Yep.
don't want to fight. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got what you're
Yep.
saying. You know,
Yep.
I got sensitive there. I was like, what? I was like, get like them irrational. Like, what, nigga? The fuck you talking about? What you talking about? What you saying? Nigga, yeah, high voice, you know. Robin and Emily Jones said, I believe nothing coming from Bud's camp. Me neither. He said, Bud is just using EJ name to try to get a big payday, fighting bums, so he doesn't need the money. So he doesn't need the money from EJ from an EJ fight. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't start exactly inside square circle. And let me see. Dungeon Talk says sounds like Ice Cube and Michael Epps pulled up on him like janky promoted. That's where I got that from. That's where I got that from. And flu Ku Klux Klan,
Flu
Flu
Klux
Klux
Klan.
Klan. Said Errol already
Okay.
been in a car accident. If you don't want to be, oh yeah, it's like this nigga here, man. So you always got one. Samuel Washington says,
Mhm.
he said that live looked like he was being held ransom. I don't, didn't it though?
That's
Like that was a
funny.
hostage situation.
Yeah,
Man
yeah, it
down.
was
Help.
like Al Qaeda got him or something. They had him on
hmm
video.
I need y'all to send. I need y'all to send 5,000 click. This is Zach B says he said I can't believe Bud asked him to walk out last. Yeah, he said Bud is an insecure bitch. He said EJ gave he said EJ gave that to him, so I know EJ wanted all the smoke. What's going
Man,
on, freestyle Tunks? He says Bud signed with an unknown entity to manage him, and Al Heyman pulled him on that. But Bud said in the post that he has no idea who this people is. He said, what is going on there, Pool? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's trying to bring in, he's trying to now to me, it sounds like he's trying to bring in that third entity. I think that's he's trying to get those people, behind BLK Prime, what I'm saying, into this. You know what I'm saying? They probably trying to get him. But see, that's the wrong person to do the negotiation, is what I'm saying. Because Bud is not a smooth smooth talker. He'll fuck up something. He's too polarizing.
Right.
And they should have brought in somebody, that can negotiate. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? If they wanted to make that move, you can't just go to Earl. He don't have a relationship with the PBC or Earl to make that happen, and he just kind of fucked it up. What's going on, Just Do Boxing? Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to Just Do Boxing. You know what I'm saying? I just went into his live today, man. He was cooking. He was cooking up all them damn fans that was talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Just Do Boxing. If you like this kind of content, go over there to Just Do Boxing, man. He is excellent, what I'm saying, at live streaming, talking boxing. What's going on, Brian Colbert, my brother? He says, Pool, he said, peace, brother. Can't stay. He said, but support the folks. P.S. Y'all got Bud fucked up. That's all right. Saying, hey, we'll see. We'll see. He says, Courtney Thompson, what's good, Pool? What's going on, bro? Jeff R says, salute, Pool. What's going on, man? And let's see. Courtney Thompson said, damn, Judah, King Rat. You know what I'm saying? He said, that's what I got from IG Live, nigga. He said, you the B side. He said, your focus is to take what EJ has, not direct the movie. Right. So, some motherfuckers came like Jamel Charlo was telling them. He said, hey man, be the challenger sometime. You know what I'm saying? He said, shut your mouth. What you need to do. How he put it, he said, what you need to do is shut your mouth and do what EJ say. I know that was fucked up. He said, do what EJ say. You know what I'm saying? And get this money. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that boy crazy as hell right there. But I love that kid. That kid is crazy.
He said, but he was talking some real shit. That was real.
Hmm. Yeah, they were all facts. But Terence, he
his ego too big for that.
He's what you call can't get right. You know what I'm saying? As long as it was somebody in the hood that can't get right. Everybody could do the shit, you know what I'm saying? But he come to him, he got to do it the backwards way. He got to reverse it. He got to do it a different way. He got to come sideways and try to do what everybody else just did one way. B Davis 919 says, great content, Pool. He said, you ever met Spence before? I've been trying to get down there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm always rolling. I'm a truck driver. And, you know what I'm saying? When I come to town, I went to his old gym. And that was about 4 years ago when they was at the old gym. And they had just moved to World Classic. And for some reason in Dallas, when you put the GPS shit on, that shit be all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to find so I could go down and talk to Derek and maybe meet EJ or watch him train or something. I just haven't been able to get over there. And maybe get an interview. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I met him a couple times. With Derek, the first time I met up with him, I reached out to Derek through Facebook, and I had an event for work down in Dallas. And this is back when he was at R&R Boxing Club. And yeah, I met Spence going into the gym. I spoke to him. I spoke to his dad. Earl, he's a cool dude. Like he will, I've been around other famous people. Earl don't act like that. He's a cool dude. He'll look in your eye. He'll talk to you like a person, like you talking to a regular person. And then the second time when he fought Ocampo, I was in there for his last workout. So the day before the weigh-in, I was at R&R, myself, my wife, and I met up with Derek there. So I would say I'm more cool with Derek, so to speak. I'm not saying like I'm cool with Errol Spence. I'm more cool with Derek, where I've spoken to Derek numerous times over the phone and stuff like that. Now he's another solid guy too. Then the Lamont actually, and then the Lamont Peterson fight as well. So the Lamont Peterson fight, after the fight was over, they went. It was in New York at the Barclays, and then Earl was in, and his people, his whole entourage was in Junior's, the famous restaurant Junior's where they sell cheesecakes and stuff, and yeah, so they had Junior's shut down for his camp at I think Junior's closed at midnight, and the doors were locked, and Earl was in there with his camp, and Derek let me in. So I was in there, my wife, we was in there, we hung out. So yeah, it was a couple times. I partied with him. That was an adventurous night. I'll keep that to myself. But after the Ocampo fight, I partied with him too. Uh, we went to one club, and then we also went. And then we went to a strip club after that club. That was right direct the same night that he beat Ocampo. So yeah, I had some pretty decent experiences. Like that. And yo,
Yeah, I was at
surprise.
that fight.
Yeah,
Mhm.
surprisingly too, man. The Charlo brothers, in real life, they're pretty cool, man. I was expecting them to be, like how you see them on TV and stuff. And in real life, they're pretty cool dudes, man. I mean, I took it. I was shocked. I was expecting to see them act a certain way, but like as you see in my profile, like in my avatar picture here, that's my media pass for the Ocampo fight, and so at that time I was cool with the dude from LTDA, Ray. We ain't cool no more, but I was real cool with him, and he got me a lot of access. I ain't gonna lie, and we had drove to we drove to the clubs that they went to. Earl was driving in well, he wasn't driving, he had a driver, and his girl, his boy, they had like a Rolls Royce, and then he had a Sprinter van for his people, and then I had a rental car, and we was driving. It was all crazy, like driving all over the highways of Texas to get to these clubs, and of course, the clubs let Earl and his entourage in, but I had to go park the car. So by the time I got back to the club, people didn't want to let me in because everyone was already inside, and I had to go park the car. And so I'm like, hey, I was with them. I showed them the media pass or whatever. The security was giving me a hard time, and the Charlos pulled up, and it was like Charlo and their clique, and Charlo got someone from inside. I guess Earl sent someone to go get the Charlos, and the Charles was like, yeah, he would have, he cool, and brought me in. I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? It was a real cool experience. So I had a different outlook on those guys after that.
Hmm. So what made you slow up from the game? 'Cause I know you took a break. I remember you was on fire at one point in time. I knew you took a break.
I think for me it was just becoming like a little bit too time consuming for me.
Hmm.
Just for like shit that's going on in my regular life, like
Hmm.
I'm like buying a house and all this stuff, and then with the Facebook group that I had at one point, my Facebook group had like 16,000 people, and just dealing with all of that negative
Hmm.
energy on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, you know what it is. You got a group. You see what it is out here with just people. It just kind of made me slow up. Like I love the sport of boxing. But I'm not like a super duper diehard. I feel like it's something that I enjoy, and I feel like it's like it's kind of like a niche area, a niche sport. It's not like a major sport like the NFL or the NBA. It's a sport, but it's a smaller audience, and
Hmm.
I just kind of felt like it wasn't something I wanted to dedicate as much time to that I would need to be successful doing. It's like it's not my dream to have like to be Blue Blood Sports TV or whoever boxing. Like I don't see myself. That's not my passion. Like if I'm doing live streams and stuff, even though I still do them for boxing, I would want to do more stuff to like help people in general, not just like
Hmm.
boxing. So that's it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get so big to where you just what I'm saying, you forced to come out with shit every second. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I mean, I
Right.
mean, I admire what Blue Blood do, and I
Hmm.
admire his work ethic, but I don't want to be Blue Blood. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Can you imagine the demand?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I say this shit is to make videos and to
Yeah.
have to go do interviews and
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
fights, cover fights, and all the information he must be getting at one time. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
mean, the grind is real, man.
It's
Mm.
fickle too, man, because you see after this, Because I'll still go over and check Blue Blood out, but his numbers ain't the same when his live streams no more. If you notice, normally
Mhm.
his live streams would be 1,000 people, 1,200 people, 800 people. Now it'd be like 300 something people. So it's interesting. It's like the mob could turn on you at any moment. You
Well,
know what I'm
it's
saying?
just like it's just like those people, that help you behind the scenes. They if
Right,
they misinterpret what you're meaning, or you say something that say piss somebody off, all of a sudden you don't get a pass. You know what
right,
I'm saying? All of a sudden, they turn against you, and now your name is shit in the industry. You know what I'm saying? So, and
right,
if your bread and butter depends on you getting these interviews, you know what I'm saying? Because now you can't say what you want to say. You know what I'm saying?
facts.
You can't give your honest opinion. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, it's kind of cool to be independent. So you can say what the hell you want to say. That's why it's good to be small so you can give an honest assessment. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So, that's why I'm saying it's kind of cool to not be so, say into it like that, because now you feel
Right.
like you owe allegiance, to certain fighters and stuff. So,
Yeah.
if
Yeah, because
BJ,
I
go
noticed
ahead.
Blue Blood's message has been a lot different lately. It's kind of like, you would say, I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't knock them. It's like you try to, you laughing, but it's true though, man.
I ain't saying shit.
I'm just keeping it on. I'm just telling you what I observed. I mean, it's up to
Go ahead.
him. You know what I'm saying? It's up to him to do what he gonna do, and I get it. It's like, it's business. I don't knock people for doing business. Business. There's no friends in business. There's no emotions in business. So I can't
Hmm.
knock. I can't knock that man. But it's just like I say, right? But you can't just change. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't have one narrative one day and then it's completely different. You know what I'm saying? Just because of some you did, because that's gonna make you, so to speak, lose credibility with your fan base. Because you think about it, you've been successful and you're because what Blue Blood is he's an influencer. That's what
Hmm.
that's I mean that's what YouTubers are. They're influencers. They influence the mass of people. So if you got all these people that you've been influencing with a certain doctrine for say 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 straight years, and then all of a sudden you make a move and then you do something different, and now your doctrine's 100 is different, you're not gonna keep everybody.
Right.
Because people fans are fickle. The word fan is short for fanatic. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
You ain't gonna keep everybody. So it's no knock on him. I definitely wish him the best. I still watch his stuff. But I've just noticed that the the message is
Game was
different.
real. Game.
The
Hey,
message is different.
hey, what,
The
hey,
message is different, and I mean I get it. You gotta listen, man. Listen, man. If somebody gave me an opportunity, for me to do something or make money and have influence in a space that I love, and I have to go about it in a different way now as a business person than as just a media or an influencer. I have to look at it now with my business hat on. Shit, I might have to change the shit I'm saying too. You know what I'm saying?
right, right, right. I mean,
It's just what it is.
it only makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like if, like that dude, what's his name? Reporting. What's that guy
Oh,
name?
Ellie setback.
Right, Ellis Satback. He used to, well, he every time you saw a video like maybe 4 years ago, he was always in Mikey Garcia them camp, Robert Garcia
Yep,
camp.
yep,
I told
yep.
him he used to just be. I'm like, God damn, he must be eating cornbread at their table or something, eating
Right. Mm,
tacos and shit at their table.
right.
And boy, I'm
Facts.
talking about boy, Michael went out there and got Falumaloon. Boy, that motherfucker had to move on. Boy, I mean, he
Yeah, I ain't
still,
seen him over there in a while.
bro. When Michael after Michael got Falumaloon. Boy, he had to get the hell on, boy.
Ellie sat back and was like, "Hey Earl, I have you as the #1 pound for pound fighter in the
Right,
world." I was
right,
like, "Oh shit."
right. He started hanging out with Earl and shit. That he was
Yeah.
in Earl camp then. It was like I was like, God damn, that's
Yeah.
fucked up. So let me
Yeah.
read some of these comments. Gant says, what's good, Pool, in the chat. He said, remember when Jacobs pulled up on Jamal
Jamal.
Charlo in Brooklyn,
Jamal,
Jamal
yeah.
Charlo.
I remember
So
that. I remember that.
yeah, that's when Jacob was still, you know what I'm saying, halfway
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said Road Runner Bud is the new Road Runner from this
Road
fight.
runner.
He said from this fight, laughing my ass off. And Christian G says, he said Bud was upset. EJ went on vacation to celebrate his kid's birthday, but Bud was playing basketball with 50 Cent, fighting Trey Songz at parties, taking pictures with Jay-Z. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you know, Bud is full of shit, man. You know, I mean, what he was saying about Mikey Garcia, like, bro, come on, he brought Mikey Garcia up from 2 weight classes, and I'm like, bro, you brought Gambo. I mean, what do you be saying? You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? He don't think about what he's saying. You
It's
know what I'm saying?
narrative. It's goofy narratives. Like, bro, you coming from 135. What are you talking about?
It's
You,
like,
he,
and that's why I call them troll. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they don't think about what they're talking about. It's just
it,
an insult.
they said Mikey Garcia moved up 2 weight classes, but Mikey
It's just one.
Garcia
Mhm.
became the IBF champion for beating at 140 by beating Sergey Lipinets. So
Mhm.
he didn't move up 2 weight. I mean, he went back. He went back down to fight Robert Easter
Uh,
Jr. But he fought Adrian Broner at 140, and he fought Lipinets at 140. He didn't fight Adrian Broner at 135. He fought him at 140.
but they know that. It's
Yeah,
just like you said. It's just a goofy narrative, something they can say just to be insulting. But it's like,
right,
bro, how you can say that knowing you got Gamboa? You know what I'm saying?
right,
And he rocked you. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Mikey Garcia didn't have EJ legs all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So it's like, so why would you bring that up? That just lets you know that boy is kind of stupid.
Nigga
So
look like Bambi.
Dungeon Talk says, let's see. Oh, Dungeon Talk says, he said, I'm gonna time out all the people talking BS. He said, don't mind you. He said, don't mind you being so-called fans of Bud, but don't start with the Al didn't want to fight BS. And Courtney Thompson said he said that's why he dropped the lawsuit because Bob said he had that email. Oh my
Mm,
goodness. It was connecting him with McCanahan. And
mm. You
Dr.
know,
36 says, I keep saying that Bud is still dealing with, yeah, of course. That's the dude around the corner with the damn $50 million guarantee money. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? So he said he just came in, he said he just came out the blue with a G. And let me see, Courtney Thompson laughing. What's going on, W Nibbles? I see you, my brother. He says Blue went straight Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Somebody line your pockets with some money, man. It's a lot of selling out. What they say, people sell out every day, B. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? People sell out every day. What's going on, Mr. Loris? What's going on?
What's going on, pool counter and the panel?
Oh, nothing much, nothing much. What's happening with you?
Hey man, I'm always listening and lurking and hitting my like button, but I just wanted to share a perspective.
Hmm.
Um, you recall that they said that Al Haymon was waiting to make sure that some money was not linked to Daniel Kinahan, correct?
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Also, the other boxing commissions went against Al Haymon for his practices, correct?
Mhm.
Hmm. I'm listening. Hmm.
Okay. Also, they connected Spence. They're trying to connect Spence with the killing of Mo 3, one of the rappers in Houston. Also, the little Migo cat just got killed after Halloween night takeoff, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did anybody notice that there was Shakur Stevenson standing next to Takeoff?
Mhm. I saw that.
Hmm.
Yep.
So could they possibly be using the feds? Could be using Terence Crawford to draw something out of Al Haymon?
Who
The
knows?
reason why he acting so quirky?
Who knows?
Motherfucker
Who
end up
knows?
disappearing. Mm,
Just
mm.
something to think about, man. But I want to fall back in the chat and just listen,
All
and
right.
somebody might come up with some information.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll just tell you this, OG. They said the wrong person in there if they tried to outsmart Al Heyman. And they said Terrence Crawford in there. I mean,
And then you
good
got a big
God.
ass wow on them and shit.
Look,
Yeah,
hey,
they
I'm
should.
gonna do a, hey, I'm gonna do a BFTB. That's not what I said. I didn't say he was going to outsmart nobody.
Uh-huh.
They might be using him to draw out
Just to
some
get
conversation.
some. I see. I see. I
Yeah,
see.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
because
So so I,
they may already have something on Terrence for dealing with the man to begin with.
Oh.
So he might be the only crash test dummy that they got.
Oh my God.
trying to tear down the PBC, trying to get some federal indictment going on now. You know what
Well,
I'm
you know
saying?
they trying to keep the black faces off of the top tier. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's strange to me how any other race can hold on to their belts for years and years, and soon as a black man get unified or undisputed, his mandatories pop up immediately.
Mm-hmm. Out the
Yeah.
woodwork, coming like
Mm.
roaches. You know what I'm saying? Everybody putting in a request. You know, it's like that's crazy, man. You know, they never wanted an undisputed. They never want an undisputed champion. You know what I'm saying? Because they're gonna be holding on to the belts and shit. You know,
Right.
and holding up the divisions. You know, other fighters they want to go for the belt. So you know, nobody wants to take a chance and lose their spot by losing. Like Virgil
Right.
Ortiz, he should be fighting top competition, and he ain't fighting top competition because he want to wait for them belts. He want to wait for the belt. I think he's under the WBA now, I believe. I think he went from the WBO. He's still ranked in the other systems, but he's not going to take a chance to fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? Until he fight for a vacant belt. Um, so it's holding up the division like that, you know what I'm saying? I think Boots would fight somebody, you know what I'm saying, outside, somebody that's risky like a Crawley or somebody, you know what I'm saying? But they don't want to fight him because he looked like the heir apparent in the league right now. So, you know, with the belts being held, 3 belts being held by EJ, it's going to be hard, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard, but the sanctioning bodies are still going to get paid, I'm saying, through EJ because he's going to fight Thurman. That's going to be a big fight. So they're not really tripping. Um, but they still putting the pressure, you know what I'm saying, on the black fighters, you know what I'm saying, to move the sport forward. You know what I'm saying? They allowed Triple G to hold on to his belts for like 2 years. What's that dude named McGear? He was able to hold on to the WBO forever and fight
Yeah.
lower competition. You know what I'm saying? So you're right. There's a double standard.
And Thurman, I think Thurman slid under the radar. They was confused about his ethnicity.
Because he was able to hold on to the WBC and the WBA for years, going to goddamn what you got, the mountains of goddamn Tibet and
Yeah.
everywhere else in the world. Brazil, that motherfucker was shadow boxing in Brazil, you know, trying to stay away from Errol Spence Jr., you know what I'm saying? And just wasted his time there. So,
Injured
you know,
reserve.
talking about he got surgery and shit. Nobody can't even find a report where he had a crash or nothing like that. And so he finally came back round. You know what I'm saying? It should be a good little warm up fight for EJ, and I think the sanctioning bodies won't really strip him or nothing like that. If
Yeah.
they do, excuse me, if they do, if they do strip him, he'll go up to 154. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? He just probably won't get that undisputed because of this Bud Crawford thing. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see next year. We have to see how it's gonna play out, man. Because right now, you know, there's a lot of confusion, you know what I'm saying, as far as what these guys are gonna do. Um, well, I mean, hopefully he'll go through with this Keith Thurman fight. I'm looking forward to it. Before I didn't want to see it, but
Yeah.
since Bud Crawford is acting, saying like a Bia, what I'm saying, we just gonna have to, wait for that fight next year. That's the fight everybody want to see. Everything else kind of sour in your mouth, you know. But
Well,
cause we,
at this point, Paul, I feel like the same mark that's on Keith Thurman, we got to put the same mark on Bud now at this point,
yeah, I agree with that.
because
I agree.
Bud has if they don't hurry up and shoehorn an opponent in for Errol, he gonna lose a whole year's salary.
Yeah, yeah, and that knowing how petty this dude is, that's probably part of his plan too. And then pull out his little fight so he can get him some chump change. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we dealing with, these kind of men. It's just weird. What I'm saying, when you're a real man, to see this kind of stuff going on, and it's just kind of crazy. What I'm saying, for him to be in this kind of position. He held on to that belt for years, just so he could sit back and block this guy and fuck up
Yeah.
his legacy. You know what I'm saying? And that's just bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying?
And
I mean,
another thing is, I noticed that nobody in the Crawford camp talks about undisputed.
hmm
They never talk
because
about achieving undisputed at 147, only blocking Errol from achieving it.
right. And see, they used
Yeah.
to talk about. I mean, he mentioned it once or twice before, but really, I don't think Crawford is interested in any more accolades. Once he got, the worst thing for Crawford was to get undisputed at 140. That really damaged him. You know what I'm saying? For him to achieve undisputed.
Well, see, look,
Yeah,
the thing of it is if he could get around EJ, he'd go for that belt Charlo got.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, if Errol moved up, he would go for the other belts too. Unless I don't know. I don't know if he would go for it, because he would have to fight Virgil Ortiz. He would have to fight Boots. Would he fight Standing? I don't know if he'll fight any of those guys. I don't think he's on that level. See, he still got to prove himself. He
Right.
still got to prove that he can fight an elite welterweight. You see, you're saying not a generic welterweight like Jose Benavidez or Green Machine. We need to see him in the ring against Virgil Ortiz. One of the standing A-level guys, or even Keith Thurman. I'm saying they couldn't make that fight. Even though he was talking shit like, let's fight now. But I'm saying, it's just anytime this guy is faced with fighting an elite fighter, bro, it's just something happens. It's never the right time. I'm saying, it's just something always off. I'm saying, but when it comes to fighting like a David Avanesian, hey man, let's fight in 2 months. I'm saying, let's fight in a couple of
Yeah.
months. I'm saying, we can make the fight. And I made that point before. I'm saying, with Crawford, that he just don't seem to be able to make the big fights. Manny Pacquiao, when Manny Pacquiao came along, I'm saying, what, how you don't make a fight with Manny Pacquiao, bro? It don't get no bigger than that. You know what I'm saying?
Listening to Bomac.
Mm-hmm. And
Bo
we already. Mhm.
grind Bomac. There's intelligence, and then there's connery, or like the Brits say, the skullduggery. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's where Bomac is. And I think I could see them dudes every time I see them on any kind of transmission. It looked like they stuck in a time warp. Like, I'd be expecting to see paneling on the walls and shit. Look like the niggas is having a meet and greet in somebody's garage or something.
like like
Just
Rockford Files, like that
look,
Rockford Files trailer. You know what I'm saying? When they
yeah.
had that old 70 wood paneling on them.
And I don't know if you saw a comment that I made earlier this evening. I say, man, I'm starting to question whether Warren Buffett is really smart, or is he just holding he just got everybody's money in holding in Omaha and put everybody on free lunches.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Got that goddamn Black Panther meal, goddamn it. Let's see,
Yeah.
let me see. Gant says, he said, "Pool, bottom line, he said, you putting a needle on the record." He said, when it comes to talking about what's really going on, and he said that I hardly hear a lot of other chats talk about, because they don't want the comment section backlash. Oh man, you can't care about that shit if you're gonna talk boxing, bro. This like it's like you got a whole bunch of brothers that's interested in the same thing, and you just want to talk about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. I ain't doing this here for money. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this here because this is a passion of mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when you
Hmm.
start worrying about the money, you see the same thing with the way they say that Al Heyman has put together all these uh, multi-million dollar events, and then you run into one little snagger-tooth nigga from Omaha, and it's like over this little bit of money, what Terrence think is a lot of money, I'm sure Al is scratching his head like this kid don't know what money is.
Right. Just look how they did your boy Kanye West. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Long as you saying negative, crazy shit about black people, you could become a billionaire. But boy, as soon as you start talking right, and you see the light, and you start talking real shit about what's going on, then that's when your ass get towed down. They done tow his ass down overnight. He said the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? That about black people, about white people, about
yeah.
Jews. He said something about them Jews, and it was a wrap for his ass. He said the wrong shit. So a lot, a lot of black people. I mean, if Vlad, you know what I'm saying, when they were talking about the little Jewish case or whatever, and look here,
Yeah,
boy, look here. You talk about Jews, you know what I'm saying? They coming for you, bro. You know what I'm
it
saying?
remind me
So
of a line that Michael Douglas said, and I don't remember the title of the movie, but he told the dude, he said, if you stop telling lies on me, I'll stop telling the truth about you.
right,
And
you know, so,
that's pretty much where that conversation has to lie. You know what I'm saying? Because if you call them out, they're gonna shut you down.
yes, sir. You already know, and we in the matrix. So a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Just because we free moving and they ain't no chains and shit like and picking cotton no more, but they still controlling the narrative on everything. And we can see
Yeah,
it in boxing. We can see what they doing to Devin Haney. Every time that man achieves something, they got something bad to say. Same with Floyd. Same with
yeah.
Roy Jones Jr. You had Larry Merchant and Jim Lampley hating on the sideline. You know what I'm saying? The only Jew that was like really cool to me was Howard Cosell. You know what I'm saying? He loved him some goddamn Ali. Goddamn it, you could
Yeah.
tell it. He loved him some Ali. Goddamn it,
Him
Ali
and
was
I always like Mills Lane.
yeah, Mill Lane. Yeah, Mill Lane was cool. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, but them others, they was overtly hating on black folks. You know what I'm saying? And Floyd finally went off on his ass. You know what I'm saying? You don't know shit about boxing. Well, I felt, but we've been waiting for years, goddamn 20 years to hear that shit, boy. It was like, God damn.
Waiting
You
for that
know,
nigga nuts to drop,
well, like how we do. We get in, we play the game, and then you get enough, and then all of a sudden you snap, and all of a sudden you the angry Negro. You know what I'm saying? But you've been taking all this abuse, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, all these years trying to get your money, you know what I'm saying, and you finally snap, you know what I'm saying, and it is what it is. The chips fall where they may, but they
I
couldn't
mean,
touch him.
if Floyd want to be so hands on and bothered with boxing, how come he just don't create a belt for each division and just have that one belt for the fighters that want to go for it? I mean, if the WBC can just make up any kind of belt that Zulu belt, as Mazteca belt, when you got a Brit and a Azteca man fighting for a belt, and it's all done up ethnic, it ain't really no question in my mind which way the fight is leaning.
Well, here's a better question: if Dana White can make a, UFC league, why can't Floyd and Al Heyman and some other black billionaires make their own league? You know what I'm saying? Away from the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO, they can make their own little league where everybody have to fight everybody. You know what I'm
Man, I've
saying?
had I've had that I've had that thought in my mind about every sport that we play, man. If we put a stadium on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, make everybody come come see us. I think that's what Errol need to do. I'd move up to 154 and make everybody come to Dallas to my palace.
Hmm. And I mean, I just think that would be the way to go. The way they got traditional boxing going right now. You know, they're trying to turn it into a popularity contest because there ain't no way a fighter like Ryan Garcia would have made it back in the '80s, coming up to the '90s to the 2000s. Ain't no way a fighter like Ryan Garcia would exist. It was just too many good
No,
fighters. I mean, he'd be ducking and dodging. He would never fight. You know what I'm saying?
no.
You
Shit,
know,
I don't think none of them want to deal with Haney right now.
no, I mean, he ain't no devastating knockout artist or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. You know what I'm saying? Because back then it would have been fighters jumping to fight Devin Haney because he don't have the punching power. So they would have
Right.
loved to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody like the dude Floyd fought 2 times, Castile. Castile was a
Yeah,
nightmare. He
yeah.
would have loved to fight Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Floyd went in there and beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he gave Floyd hell because Floyd was fucked up, his shoulder and stuff. But he went in there and he fought him twice. But back then, Robert Garcia would have fought Devin Haney. He would have lost. But you know what I'm saying? Robert Garcia would have fought him. Them dudes were just fighting back then. They didn't care about going in there and losing like that. So the OGs are kind of confused. Us been watching boxing for 40 years or so. We confused with this crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I like this is my first time coming on a panel or anything like that. But the more I listen to you guys, and the more I think back on the things that were said, and then how some of these other channels that I partake in, they lead a different direction, and now it's some of the same characters coming around, especially with Charleston White. Man, he just done that nigga done ran through the old folks' home and knocked all the checker pieces off the damn chessboards and shit. And you just cringe if you ever hear him say your name because you can't beat him.
Yeah, he better be careful. You know what I'm saying? He need to be careful because the young folks are different. You know what I'm saying? They kill you for things you say. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And he be out here provoking a lot of these young folks who don't have the same kind of care for human life as the older folk. We were raised up in church. A lot of us were raised up in church and we were brainwashed in church, you know what I'm saying, to believe in the white Jesus. And what I'm saying, a lot of that stuff stick with you, but these young kids, they don't go to church. They don't give a damn like that. You know what I'm saying? So you say something they don't like, you know what I'm saying? They on your ass. You say something about their gang, you say something about their city, you know what I'm saying? You say something about a rapper they like, you know what I'm saying? They on your ass. They be trying to get him to come out, trying to find his location and all
they,
that kind of shit.
they pull my older sister. I'm 54. She's 61,
Hmm.
and she hear me listening to some of the little rap songs and whatever, dealing with some of the film and stuff that I watch. And I was watching Kevin Samuels before they lit his ass up
Mm,
because I just want to hear the conversation. You know what I mean? I'm not in a romantic relationship with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm
right.
I'm I'm damn near cynical about having shit my way. And I listen to it because I just want to know off the cuff, what's the average temperature of a woman out there in the world.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I listen to the music of these young people. I know something needs to be done. We can't keep supporting murder, murder, death, kill. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to. I live out here in Arizona, man, with all these Mexicans. So
Oh
it's certain
yeah, I done been
words
through there.
that certain words you got to key off on, like cuchillo is a knife. The
Hmm.
fuerte is the gun. Chingazo mean throw your hands. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So mota is the weed and mayate is the nigga. So it's
Hmm.
certain words, if you don't speak the language, you have to be able to key up on. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the necessity in some of us that they call triple OGs, that we had, like, I think I heard you say earlier you like to keep your ear to the ground. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm the same way, man. I got some of them uh, native roots that I chew on, and
Mm-hmm.
still from the peace pipe. So I like to hear when when it stampedes galloping in my direction too. I like to be one of the first animals
That's
to know.
right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly, bro. And that's a man's nature, though. That's a man's nature. You want to be a master. What I'm saying, of everything. That you can be. So you want to make sure you know what's going on, what the climate is like, what's the temperature of
yeah,
the room, so you know what's happening. I don't want to be one of these motherfuckers that don't know that nigga got that color on and shit. You can't walk through there, and you get
right.
fucked up for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't go to that gas station. That's where they be robbing people cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You want to be up on game, and you don't want your life to end while you trying to get a lottery ticket. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't supposed to be in that area. So we understand that there's places like that in the world, and I
yeah,
travel a lot. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? I go to Chicago. I go to Atlanta. I go to L.A. You know what I'm saying? I go to Texas. I go to New York. You know what I'm saying?
What you
So I
doing?
don't.
What you doing? You
Oh,
pushing them 80,000 pounds?
say what now?
I said, what you pushing them 80,000 pounds?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I'm a truck driver. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got my own rig. You know what I'm saying? So, I just don't want to get out, 'cause when you in your own, when you doing a business like that, you ain't in the world really. You know what I'm saying? You're in your own world, you know what I'm saying? So, when you traveling, you want to make sure, you don't jump into something. You know what I'm saying? These kids got automatic assault weapons now. They jumping
Oh
out on
yeah,
motherfuckers now. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So I don't want to, jump into a situation. You know what I'm saying? You see takeoff got, what I'm saying, got messed up overnight. That was a young vibrant kid, that a young talent, you know what I'm saying, that
yeah.
that got taken out. You know what I'm saying? And these kids ain't getting to live to be our age, bro. That is becoming a rare thing to get to be 50 something, you know. And
Well,
and I
another
think
thing, they released a single. I think it was a single, not an album. They released a single Halloween night called "Messy," and everything that basically they was doing that night, they was doing in that video. Man, it looked like a ritual to me.
wow. And America's weird, what I'm saying? There's an undercurrent, a lot of weird shit. You see the political climate, they putting a lot of rhetoric out there about pedophiles and trying to demonize the other side. And you know what I'm saying? We don't know. We got a wannabe dictator that they won't put in jail. And we got a lot of shit going on in this country that's just unprecedented. It's unprecedented. I can't you say that word, unprecedented. How you
You
say it?
said it. You said it.
You know,
Unprecedented.
I mean, we've been around. Once you've been around, that stuff is. We've never seen this kind of shit. You know what I'm saying, in this country before. So we really don't know what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because they see the Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? They getting more and more populated. They see they're getting afraid. You know what I'm saying, that their children are starting to get not having enough children. So it's just a lot going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we really got to keep our ears open to, what I'm saying, to pay attention so we know how to move in the future. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We
yeah.
really do. Hey, who you got in that Caleb plant? Well, we got Zordo, Zordo Ramirez fighting this weekend versus your boy Bivol. You know what I'm saying? Who you got in that fight?
I'm not too abreast on
Dimitri
Ramirez.
Bivol?
No, Ramirez. I saw Bivol. I saw what he did to Canelo, but
Hmm.
Ramirez is quite a bit bigger than he is, ain't he?
Well, Ramirez, he really has some good fights. It's just that he don't get a lot of publicity. He beat Jesse Hart, you know what I'm saying? And he beat, you remember Andre Ward beat Arthur Abram in the Super
Yeah,
Six. He
yeah,
beat he beat Abram to become the WBO super middleweight champion. So, he can fight. And I watched him. I watched a couple of his fights. You know, I've seen him before, but I had to go back and refresh myself with his style. And you know, what I'm saying
Yeah.
the dude is a good. He got good combination punching. He could slip. He could slip that left and hit you. Go to the body with that right. He got good combination punching. He got reach. He's got a 75-inch reach. I mean, Ramirez is the truth. You know, age 31. He got a 68% KO ratio. His record is 44 wins, 0 losses, and 30 KOs. So you know he got power. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it,
Yeah.
and and the dude is you know he beat this y'all got to go watch that fight against this Cuban he fought named Gonzalez. That fight was hell, but that was an action packed fight. You know what I'm saying? They called the dude the monster, and he was out of Miami, Florida, by way of Cuba, and that dude took him to the wire, to the 10th round, and Ramirez got him up out of there. But that was a hell of a fight. So this is going to be a damn
You
good
say
fight. We are
Gonzalez Ramirez.
no, his name is Kaniski Gonzalez. He's a Cuban. He's 21 wins, 4 losses, 17 KOs, and that fight there with him and Ramirez, that was a hell of a fight. You know, so Ramirez had to really, he had Ramirez shook for a little bit, but he ran out of gas because he was like 37 years old. And
Yeah.
but I think I think you know how the matchmaking is. They knew he was going to run out of gas at some point in time, but they just didn't know he was going to be that tough.
Yeah.
And Bivol, of course, you know, he's he's just a master boxer. You know what I'm saying? And of course, he beat Canelo ass and stuff. I wish he would have knocked him out. That'd have been sweet. And he beat Joe Smith Jr. By UD back in 2019, March of 2019. He beat his ass. You know what I'm saying, by UD. And of course, Joe Smith got Falumaloon by Arthur Beterbiev. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so you know that was a damn good fight too. You know, he got knocked out in the second round by Arthur Beterbiev. Um, and I think Arthur he got like 3 of the damn belts now. You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
So it's on and popping up at 175 right now, and this going to be a good challenge for Bivol because Ramirez can box, bro, and he got the reach and he got power. So this is going to be a hardcore boxing like super fight. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause both of them are highly skilled. It's a 50-50 fight. And I
What,
think everybody,
what's Ramirez strong suit?
what now?
What's Ramirez strong suit? His fighting style.
Oh, body. You know, he's Mexican. He's got that classic Mexican style, but he's a Mexican with a long reach that can box. You know what I'm saying? You know, say combination. He got great combination punching. He could go to the top, but really, he is a body assassin, man. He comes with that right hook to the body. He got a uppercut. He throws uppercuts. You know what I'm saying? Real beautiful, man. Real beautiful. He would the up jab. You know what I'm saying? He got it all, really. I mean, he's just got it all, bro. But he's a body assassin. You know, and he's a pressure fighter. You know what I'm saying? But he
If
can
I'm
box though.
be you know, if I'm gonna be 100 with it, I guess I'm gonna have to stay on the fence until I see Ramirez. Until I see what Ramirez do.
Well, that's the dude. Everybody thought that David Benavidez was the dude. Why, you know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez, you know, said he don't want to fight Mexican, but it was Zero first. Zero was up. He was at super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? When Canelo was talking about he don't fight Mexicans because he didn't want to face that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was under the radar. See, it wasn't David Benavidez deep, but David Benavidez was still building himself, and it was Zordo Ramirez that he didn't want to fuck with, and you know what I'm saying? But David came along, and now it's David. But see, he moved up to light heavyweight Zordo, and yeah, that made Canelo safe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So he's one to watch this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I'm pushing that fight, and since everything crumbled against crumbled with EJ and Terence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think it's gonna be a damn good fight that nobody should miss. You know what I'm saying? I really do.
Yeah. You know,
Hmm.
I'm starting to think that a Spence Ennis fight is probably gonna give you more bang for your buck than what anything Crawford was gonna do anyway.
Yeah, because because Ennis got that's fire. He still got that young man fire.
Yeah,
He's hungry. He hungry. I think Crawford understands that. You know what I'm saying? He don't see it'll be like Crawford versus Gamboa. You know what I'm saying? One guy's fired up and the other guy's just in there to get a check. You know what I'm
trying to
saying?
get away.
hmm Right, because
Yeah,
you could see it in his eyes. He's ready, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He's ready for that smoke. And you can look at Terence Crawford. He don't look like a fighter no more. You know what I'm saying? He don't look like a dude ready to get in the ring. He
Man,
don't.
I said that I thought Terence was gonna retire, and somebody else was like, they compared his age to who is it? How old is Loma?
Loma is 33, 34,
33.
34. Mhm.
I forgot who it was they was comparing the age to, and I was like, not retirement because of age or even him losing his athleticism as much as it is. I think that this all this shit just done cut his heart out. He don't have
Mhm.
the heart for this shit no more.
Well, he said in an interview, I think it was the one with Andre Ward, where he said, shit, he would have been retired if it wasn't for the people, saying that was hanging on him. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah,
got a lot of responsibilities. And, I commend him, what I'm saying, for helping his community. You know what I'm saying? But, if you're gonna stay in the fight game, you can't be holding it up. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You gotta, get on the pot and, what I'm saying, do what you gotta do, or move off the pot and let other people sit on it and do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You can't just block, what I'm saying? You can't just sit there and block shit for everybody.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
got you
So
got
I
to
think
realize you in traffic.
right. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of PC and EJ trying to get down to it, where we could get these guys up out the way and get to
Yeah,
the people that really want to fight. Even Lipinets, Lipinets, he ain't gonna beat nobody, on the top level, but he'll fight you. You see what
he
I'm
got that
saying?
heart. Yeah,
He'll fight you. You know what I'm saying? He went in there and got his ass for Lumaloom for 6 rounds against Ennis. Ennis destroyed his ass. I mean, I go back and watch that fight when I'm mad, nigga. I was like, the way he was lipping his ass, he was beating the brakes out. He was turning red and shit. I was like, God damn, lay down, kid.
but
Lay your ass.
somebody had to avenge Lamont.
Man, what you talking about? And and I'm surprised they put him in the ring with Ennis. Isn't that crazy? Usually they don't sacrifice one of their white gods like that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they probably thought he was gonna do the same thing to Ennis, because
Shit.
they all about landing that lucky punch.
Shit. I mean, they don't see how that boy float like a butterfly, and he don't sting. That nigga slam. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I mean, the matchmaking on that one was terrible, but I was glad to see Lebanon's willing to take it though. That just give you hope for boxing when you see fighters come along like that. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
he don't understand no English, do he?
I don't know. I never really checked him out like that. I just watch his fights. I never listen. He looked like he kind of he the way he fight, man. He fight like he kind of crazy or something. You know what I'm saying? Like they call him the samurai. They call that nigga the samurai, man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? They should
they
call
ought
that
to
nigga the
call him the
kamikaze.
cannonball.
Call that nigga the kamikaze.
Shit.
the way he be getting his ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? He'll take some punches now. But I think Ennis took about 4 or 5 fights out of him. You know what I'm saying? That fight, the way he was connecting with that kid. I mean, whew,
Yeah,
man, yeah, he tough, bro. He was tough. That was a good fight, though. You know what I'm saying? That was a real good fight. But
I
Terence
think
Crawford,
Paulie Malignaggi getting all their asses whooped for them comments that he made.
hmm oh yeah, that's why he hate Dev. You know what I'm saying? He just for some reason. Well, I think he liked the controversy to help his podcast too. Because he kind of admitted that with that interview with Bill Haney. He was saying they were talking about all the racial shit he be saying, and
Yeah,
he just kind of said like it helps with the numbers, don't it? It helps with the numbers, don't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you're doing, Paul. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get that them numbers of that damn podcast up because Showtime won't hire you. You know what I'm saying? You done burned your bridges with Showtime. You done burned your bridges because you got a big mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's why Teddy Atlas can't goddamn work nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
Yeah,
tell
because
you
they gotta
what,
get.
man, I've been following these boxing channels probably about the last 3 going on 4 years. And this social media, man, is making niggas effeminate and emotional as can be.
Yeah, yeah.
And not
You know,
not not just in boxing. I'm just saying, like anytime I go on a page, man, I'm surprised at how these dudes fly off the cuff, man, with their emotions, man. I think two of the best things in the world for us to have right now, man, is patience and balance.
hmm well, there's a lot of people out here. The thing is, when you go off emotion, it makes you more aggressive. People who work off their emotions, they get aggressive. And that because if you're scared, the worst thing in the world is a scared nigga. It'll kill you. You know what I'm
You ain't
saying?
lying.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't the confident nigga you got to worry about. It's that scared nigga you got to worry about. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
So right now Terence Crawford is scared. So now it's time to be worried. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what this nigga gonna do. You know what I'm saying? He in with the mafia and all that shit. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He don't want to face EJ in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So he might try to do like that ice skater. You know what I'm saying? Got hit in the leg and shit. It's like carry,
Bring that pipe from under the boxing ring.
It's like to take this nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want to face him. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's some scared niggas you got to worry about. You know,
Yeah.
and they celebrating ducking, man. So boxing is in a weird place right now where people celebrating ducking like Teal when he had the belts and
Yeah.
he was mocking Devin. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not gonna get an opportunity. I know you're not gonna get an opportunity. I was like, look at this mother. Boy, that was another one I couldn't stand, bro. I was like, what part of the game is this? You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't even fight Lomachenko again because he knew what time it was. You know what I'm saying? So, we
He
just
got his ass beat. He looked like Martin when Martin got beat up on his show after that fight, talking about everybody knew he won that fight. Yeah, you tripping.
and then he went in there against that old ass man who couldn't hardly move and shit. You know what I'm saying? He ended up trying to style on him and shit. That shit was looking crazy. I said, man, if you don't sit your ass down, bro. Him and Ryan Garcia, fighting Harvey Fortuna, and who looked like he was 145, 50 pounds. This shit is crazy, man. Boxing is WWE now.
Hey man, you know who I ain't heard really nothing about, man, that I like the kid, and I just think they pushed him in with the wrong cat is Leo Santa Cruz.
Who Leo fighting right now? Oh, you talking about Tank when he fought Tank or something? Or,
Yeah, when he fought Tank, that was a bad move.
of course it was. It was either he was gonna get beat up either way. I mean, he was gonna get beat up anyway. So he figured he better go for the money. You know what I'm saying?
At least,
Leo
at least
got
they,
hard though.
hey, at least they could have waited till his daddy got out the hospital. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Wait for the COVID to pass him by
Well,
before you.
what had me angry with Leo was, him, Josh Warrington, and all those guys. They ducked Gary Russell. You know what I'm saying? All them guys, they just went right by 126. You know what I'm saying? To duck him. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't get no glory. And it's sad that Russell, he fumbled the bag when he came across Lomachenko. And you know what I'm saying? It was just I don't know, Gary just he got a bad luck sign. He got blackballed and now I just think he just beyond it right now. So that's why I was mad with Leo Santa Cruz. I just don't, them guys they be ducking down now. You see Oscar Valdez finally got that fight with not Barate, and that's the fight he really wanted. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really want to fight against Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? He wanted that Nafarate fight. And
Nah, they trying to avoid them young brothers, man. Them dudes is little. They did a little too much hanging around that Mayweather camp.
well, I mean, they can't avoid him because you got Keyshawn Davis coming up behind right there with Shakur, and you got Shoo Shoo, you got man, you got Kid, Austin. I mean, we everywhere. So
Yup.
it's gonna be ugly. You know what I'm saying? And them kids are naturally fast twitch muscles, moving like lightning. That shit, they're gonna be hard to beat them. Once they start getting some gravitas, and the only thing about Kid Austin, his daddy moving him like Bill Haney. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like trying to get to the zone. He went and signed with Golden Boy, and he wouldn't sign with the PBC. He went and signed with Golden Boy. He said he's trying to get to the zone. Um, and he said he want that international connection. And so we still believe that the way to the golden lamb is through through them folk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I'm saying? If anything, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you would have thought he would have went to a black BLK Prime. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. People keep talking about all this reparation talk and everything else, man. We ain't ready. We
well,
ain't ready. Even if we was ready to run something, pull, it's too many more of us that's ready to be disruptive about what we running.
that's because we came up. They teach us to be individuals so they can control us. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've lost our value system, and they destroyed our value systems a long time ago. So,
Yeah.
not too many people identify as being black because you see all these, these blacks once they get a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? That why I did it. Why can't you do it? I mean, why we can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they changed the rules every. They see enough. If you see 1,500 people going to get their own business, black people doing well, they're gonna change the rules on that shit. They're gonna put a cap on it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna change it so taxes. You're gonna be in another tax bracket. They don't understand. They control policy. You know what I'm saying? So they're only gonna let you go so far. They're gonna stifle you as far as you can. Now you could that don't mean that you're not gonna try to find a way. You know what I'm saying, around it. Black people are very creative. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
We got the most, entrepreneurs in America, but they don't understand that there's a system out there that's going to try to stifle you. So you ain't gonna be able to do it like the last 50 guys because they're gonna change it up. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow, all these Mexicans and blacks, you see what they did in California? You know what I'm saying? With the truck drivers, and you can't work independently unless you know what I'm saying, you got your own authority now. So so
Huh.
now so now you can't just be hooked up to a bigger company and be independent. So that rule is unnecessary, but they did it because it was just too many independent drivers, too many drivers getting their own shit, making 200,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Talking about they missing out on taxes. So mhm.
And they gotta slow that down, huh?
Right, that's what I'm telling you. See, they
Yeah.
control the policy. So
Right.
now there's a lot of drivers in California that can't afford to buy. See, and what they're going to do is they're going to go up on the authority, getting your own authority, that little process. They're going to go up
Right.
on that, just like they did liquor license. Anybody can
Right.
sell liquor.
Right.
Why you
Kind of,
why
kind of
why you
like, kind of like making them stripper girls go get they adult license to entertain.
right?
Make them go to Vegas and pay for a license.
And that's how they control the environment. That's how they control. That's systematic
Yeah.
control. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you can do without going through an institution and make big money, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you could sell cigarettes on the corner, you know what I'm saying? But boy, you get caught, you know what I'm saying? That's a federal crime. Why? Because you can make a living doing that shit. See, so they try to control that. They try to control black people from making a living. They're trying to control black men from making a living and taking care of their families. See, and that's how they do it. You
Well,
see what I'm saying?
you know what? One of my homeboys, I got a partner of mine, man. He's pretty well off, and he sent me to trade school. You know, to trade stock options and forex and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that. I got my certification as a pro trader, and he told me, he said, anything you want to do, he says, send the IRS $100 a month. Send them $100 check a month, and then do whatever it is you're gonna do. He said, because the IRS don't come out of their office looking for people who put checks on their desk. They come
Mm-hmm.
looking for people who avoid and evade paying them taxes. And it makes a lot of sense, just depending on your lifestyle, how you living, or how many businesses you might have. You know, he used to do things like go over and make nice donations to the church so he can park some of his extra vehicles and whatnot on they church parking lot during the
Mm-hmm.
week. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just a different perspective on how to look at things. He was one of the first people that told me cool ain't shit. And
Mm-hmm.
he pointed it out to me, two brothers standing there next to each other. One got his pants sagging down, the other one got his pants pulled up, belt on, whatnot. You know, we sitting in the truck just, you know, drinking a smoothie. And when he first said it to me, he said cool wasn't shit. I was still in like my cool phase because I was a performer in a band. I was a bass player. So I kind of took it a little bit under my skin when he said cool wasn't shit. But then he showed me. And then we go around handling business. He was pulling me more into his world. And you know, I started to see that niggas from the neighborhood, they only wanted to come and have lunch with us because my guy was paying for it. But they wasn't coming to hear none of the information or
Mm-hmm.
learn or build, or, you know, they wasn't coming
Mm-hmm.
back next week when we go do this again. Niggas is trying to get a free meal like some of these females, you know.
Right.
And he just told me, just shit, send them $100 a month, and the IRS will never come after you. So a lot of brothers might need to just take that perspective, man, and look at things from a different vantage point. If you want to look like you got money, then you're gonna have to pay like you got money,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And yeah, and that's how they know, you know, where to find you. You know, so I never understood a lot of my brothers I grew up with that had, you know, hundreds of thousands. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you remember back in the 80s and the 90s, you know, niggas, that when the crack hit, people stopped making money hand over fist. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? People were coming millionaires overnight, and they ain't do shit with it. They ain't do a damn thing because we had never. Well, I ain't gonna say we because I ain't never sell no damn dope. But I'm just saying a lot of my, you know, everybody I grew up with and went to school with did, and they
yeah,
never did shit with it. They went to jail. You know what I'm saying? They got into, you know, violent shit, and you know, but the money, you know what I'm saying? Only I said maybe a few people brought a pawn shop. I got a few boys that maybe brought some property. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when black people get money, I ain't gonna say all black people, but you know, a lot of guys from the hoods, people like Terence Crawford, somebody, they usually don't do nothing with the money. You know what I'm saying? They always in that poor man mindset. You know, not to invest for the future, to leave something for your family and things like that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Niggas like to flash.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think Terence Crawford got good advice. I heard he's got some good investments. I don't want to put that on him, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, people from the hood, they have a hood mentality. They live for the day, the moment, and they live for
Right.
these women, live for women, you know what I'm saying? And that's not a good a value system, you know what I'm saying, when you looking over your shoulder every day. I mean, you know, my boys used to get in gun battles and dumb shit like that and lost a couple of homeboys, you know what I'm saying? And it just got worse and worse and worse when they flooded the hood with them damn drugs. And you know,
Yeah,
I saw a lot of that growing up, and I couldn't believe it, man. I was just like, damn, because you remember when it was the cocaine and the heroin, it was just mellow. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as
yeah,
bad. The violent wasn't as bad. And then when that crack hit, that's when everybody just went crazy. Everybody started trying to get money, and not everybody can't handle money. It's like, sometimes it just bring out the worst, in people. You know, jealousy and that's envy. Women going with the next dude with the best car, and what I'm
Right.
saying. And then all of a sudden, the other nigga he trying to goddamn impress you and trying to outdo you, and all of a sudden y'all get into it, and somebody get killed by stray bullets, and it was crazy. You couldn't
No,
even go to,
man.
you couldn't go to no black club or nothing like that, bro. That was what, boy. Look here, that's when shit went down when you went to the black clubs. They be open
Well,
for about
see,
2 weeks.
when I was doing the club thing, I was mainly, coming through the back door, up on the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Backstage for things like that. So, a lot of the bullshit I stayed out of because I was either on stage or in the studio. But
Mm-hmm.
it's sad now because, what is the incentive for a young man to want to pick up a musical instrument and learn how to play, learn how to perform and entertain when you can't make it out no more? Just like they getting in these 360 record deals and whatnot.
Oh yeah. Oh
How
yeah.
they time boxing contracts and shit. And why work so hard to get a nice car or have a nice watch on or something like that and draw that kind of danger to my family, man? It's like, we fighting to have nice things just to get killed over them. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you make it out?
Well, the good thing about social media now, these kids right now, they got their own. See, you know, every generation, what I'm saying, they adapt. What I'm saying, one thing about black people, we can adapt. What I'm saying, men adapt. That's what we were born to do.
Yeah,
And these kids, they take their music straight to the people now. What I'm saying? Off of social media. They got, you got people making themselves millionaires by making their music, getting a following, and what I'm saying, just putting it on social media, rapping, everything,
yeah.
whatever it is. And then you don't even need to know how to play a instrument now, because now they got machines that what I'm saying, that create the sounds and make the adjustments and all that kind of stuff. So
Well,
now you
shit,
don't even.
pull the shit you hearing on music nowadays. When you take any brass
Hmm.
or string instrument, what instrument do you use to interpolate the sound that you're hearing in today's music? They're not even instrument type of sound. They're not. How
Yeah,
can I say?
they
They're not.
sensitize, or whatever you
They're
call it.
not orchestra inspired
Hmm.
instruments. And
Hmm.
even the people, the rapping and the singing, everything is going autonomous and robotic.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So
But see,
we,
but
we
see, we were raised on that. What I'm saying? They were raised on this. You see what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
We were raised on Marvin Gaye and just niggas really getting back there singing and niggas really back
yeah,
there playing. These guys, they don't even see that. They come up on electronic music. You see what I'm saying? They may appreciate, the old stuff, but we got to think we're 2 generations out from, what I'm saying, what we used to seeing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So now it's a whole nother world right now that's going on. These kids are electronic, they geniuses on this stuff. This technology has made everybody can be a musician. See, back then you had to have talent, like to play an instrument, you had to learn certain disciplines, had to learn how to read music, or you had to be able to play by ear, stuff like that.
right.
It's still the playing by ear still apply, and having the talent to hear the sound and having the artistry and stuff that still apply. But you may not be able to play a bass. What I'm saying, may not be able to play the drums, but he can damn sure get on that goddamn pad, that electrical pad thing that play all the sounds, and put that shit together and come out with some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, it's
And come
like I
out with some
tell people, man, they say simplicity is the key,
mm-hmm.
and George Clinton said ain't nothing good till you play with it. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, all the music is intended to do is make you boogie, man. It's you once you hit that right frequency, you know, everything opens up, just like sex, drugs, fear. You know what I mean? Music does the same thing to the human soul.
Oh yeah, because you know that music could heal you. You know what I'm saying, inside, bro. You know when you're going through some shit. You know what I'm saying, and it can like really heal you. You know, depending on. That's why a lot of this hard music, you know, it gets into these kids' spirits. You know what I'm saying? Like I could listen to Too Short, nigga. I'm on some pimp shit for real. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? I
right.
like you know I go through something. I be like, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I'm feeling hard. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a pimp now. You know what I'm saying? I listen to Tupac. I want to roll. You know what I'm
Don't
saying? I
be
ain't taking no
listening.
shit.
Don't be listening to that Too Short on your way to church.
Hey man, church, you know, church done changed, bro. It's they pandering
Yeah,
to women and this whole feminist movement, because I think it was TD Jakes that said something about women need to stop acting like men and stuff
right.
like that. And boy, they tried to cancel his ass. That nigga had to get back on message. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He had half a church the next time he came out after he said that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, men got to stop being afraid, you know what I'm saying,
man.
to
What
speak their mind.
I can't wait to tell a female exactly what I want to tell her, cause you know what I'm saying. Anytime you bring accountability into the frame, or you ask a female a question like, I already know it was you. I already know you did it. Shit fit your MO if anybody, anywhere, anything. But then when you put them in that hot seat, the bitch always leave planet Earth and try to make you feel like you the crazy one.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to tell exactly what I want to tell. I can't wait for you to try to prove to me that you mad at me. Cause if mad don't come with a fight, if I don't have to worry about fighting your ass, I can talk plenty shit.
And that's all it
I
is.
don't think
Yeah.
man, you gonna do better than talk shit. Don't you be seeing my comments, Paul?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. But see, you know, this is a good stress reliever. Social media is a good stress reliever for, you know, for men, because you know, for so long, you know, we were silent. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to sit up there and talk to you know, a woman all day. You know what I'm saying? Men like to talk with other dudes, you know what I'm saying? Just about sports, whatever that's going on, you know what I'm saying? And you know, with women, you know what I'm saying, you don't have have that kind of conversation. You know, it's like they've had the narrative, you
My,
know what I'm
you know
saying,
my
on
occupation. You know what my
say what
occupation was, Paul?
what's that?
I was a barber.
Hmm.
So I think,
Why you don't cut no more?
oh man, my mother passed in 2013. My dad relied on her. I went and I closed my shop down, and I went and took care of my dad until 2017. He passed away, and 90
Damn,
days after he passed away, Paul, I lost my ability to walk. Man, I've been in a wheelchair for 5 years.
damn.
Yeah, something with my spine called stenosis, spinal stenosis, and it's a degenerative spinal disorder. And I just been going through the revolving door of bullshit with the medical industry since this whole COVID thing. And you know, these boxing channels, man, have kept me alive, man, going through these little nursing facilities and whatnot. And I just put it on. That's why I told you the other day, your channel is smooth like cognac, man, because you can. Sometimes I like listening to BFTB, and then
Hmm.
sometimes be too high strung for me, man. So I got put on some pull counter. You know what I mean? Somebody I still fuck with Fanon.
Hmm.
Just put on something sensible, but I'm gonna be on somebody page. I,
Yeah, I used to.
hey, I lurk a lot, but I do give y'all like button. I give everybody thumbs up daily.
Hey, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I just like kicking it, and talking boxing with a lot of boxing hardcore fans. You know what I'm saying? I know we connect on that level, but you know, we can always chop it up about everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm an older guy, so you know, I've been around. So seen a lot of shit, and I've been in the military, um, been married for 25 years, divorced. What I'm saying? I done ran the whole gamut so far, so good, but I'm still kicking it, I'm still optimistic and shit about marriage and black families getting together and trying to make it go.
Yeah.
Uh, it's just, I just hate to see, what they doing, what's going on with this system, and all these young men. They just, you can't reach them.
Man,
You just can't, you can't reach them.
I
You
got
know, it,
grandbabies now, Paul. They range from 2 years old to 10 years old.
mhm.
I got 5 grandbabies, and it. I've always been a visionary, man. Like for the last 20 years, I've been telling all my loved ones, man, get get you some land, grow your food, and
Mhm.
God has always shown me that. And now we get to a place where the times that I was warning them about are upon us. It's like he stopped giving me that vision.
Mhm.
So now I don't see as far as I used to be able to see with what's going on. Even with the pro trading, they have artificial intelligent robots now that you got to trade against.
Mm.
So that shit ain't even the way that it was. And I was licensed and certified, well, not licensed, but I was certified in 2016, 20, no, 2017, February, because it's right before my dad passed away. And shit, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, shit, in what, 3, 4 years?
Mhm.
Man, they flip shit on his head, man. If you not plugged in some type of way to something autonomous, man, you're gonna get left behind in this camp. And I just don't really see a future for my grandbabies, man. And it's kind of hurtful.
Mhm. I told you we in the matrix, didn't I?
Yeah.
I told you we're in the matrix. They don't understand what I'm talking about. What I'm saying? As soon as they see you, there's a way to make it out, what I'm saying, to change your class level. What I'm saying? They want to shut that down. What I'm saying? They want to
Yeah.
close the door on that, what I'm saying, change it up. Now they got automated this and automated that. They trying to figure out how to get self-driving trucks now. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get
Oh, they're gonna do it.
self-driving. Oh
They're
yeah.
gonna do
They
it.
they
But
they
uh,
done already put
I looked into this company called Keyence,
mm-hmm.
Kyence, and they are. I looked on Forbes. The Chinese dude running that company is like number 61 in a list of billionaires.
Uh-huh.
And the reason I started looking into that whole situation is, Bill Gates has bought like 40,000 acres or something crazy out here in
Mm-hmm.
Tonopah,
Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be the site for the nation's first smart city. They're gonna need sensors for everything, man. So you might want to grab you some stock in maybe a discounted stock with some sensors and put
Mm-hmm.
you some money there and let it ride, because they can't advance any more into the future without them sensors. They do everything.
Shit, I remember when Microsoft blew up. You know what I'm saying? I remember when they came out of Silicon Valley. You know what I'm saying? You remember that when Bill Gates came on the scene? You remember that?
Well, like I say, I was at that time, Paul, I was more into computers that were generating music software than doing anything online or internet. And when I finally got to MySpace, it was empty space.
Oh, this was way before that. This was before they came out. I remember when they came out with personal computers, bro.
Right.
You know what
You
I'm
talking
saying?
about the internet boom? Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Steve Jobs, before he was Steve Jobs, you know what I'm saying? I was in
Yeah.
high school, you know what I'm saying? Well, actually, I was in middle school when they started coming out with the computers and stuff, personal computers, and them ones that gave you radiation in your eye and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you got too close to the screen and you know what I'm talking about? That shit was in green letters and shit, and you had to learn how to code just to make little shitty ass designs
now,
and stuff.
now, who did Steve Jobs buy those computers from? What was their name before it was Apple?
I forget. I think it was somehow IBM was connecting it. He was taking the framework from IBM and copy. You know, they were stealing from each other and shit back then. They had to come up with copyright law and all kind of shit because Steve Jobs was stealing everybody's shit and all these little back garage engineers, computer engineers. He was stealing their code just like Bill Gates, and so it was a lot of boy. Look here, it was a lot to the game back then. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? Yeah, you know. Well, shit. Let me read some of these comments. Let me get some of these guys out the way. Let me see. Oh, Courtney Thompson. He says, "But not fighting EJ to him feels like when the police pass by a black man and doesn't pull him over. Sheesh, that was close." And Kingpin Josh says, Oscar De La Hoya talking about you are exposed online as a cross dresser. He said, what fighter wants to be under a cross dresser? Hypocrite like him. He said, and dudes duck duck goose, uh, fraud forward is smoking mirrors. That's what I say too, bro. And what's
yeah,
going on, Zach B? He said, Bud, he said, we don't believe you. He said, you need more people. Exactly. And he comes back and says, that's blasphemy, lawyer. Laugh out loud. And what's going on, Gantz? Gantz says, Pool, you got the right rocking with you because I remember homie used to do videos driving to and from work. News media is a real one. He says he's speaking the truth, homie. He says news media, news. That's that dude. I know that. Talking about Zachariah, whatever that guy. Yeah. Let me see. Jay Smith, what's up? Courtney Thompson says they say PBC broke at the same time he reports the Plant and Benavidez fight. And right. He says Rami Emily Jones said, well, see, they don't understand that the PBC don't really use their money. They just use whatever the money the network has. You see what I'm saying? So it's not officially their money. They just get a budget from them guys and they put them on a schedule. So Rami Emily Jones says, I can't take hearing every fighter's arm length and record repeated every time and any comment is made. I ain't even going there with you, bro. I ain't even going with you there. He says, but I mean, that shit do get on your nerve. You be like, hey, just get to it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Jay Smith says, Bud said, and you got hurt by Ocampo. You got hurt by Ocampo. I was like, bro, this dude he'll say anything, bro. He don't be with the real shit, bro. He's faking shit, bro. And Courtney Thompson says, laugh out loud, Bud brought Gamboa up and he was out of the ring for a year, 19 months. He was out for 19 months. For Ben Media, says, OMG, pack this dude up with his conspiracy theories. Oh man, you got to listen, for the wisdom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you don't believe, you know what I'm saying? Throw it out. What you can use, keep it. Anthony Jones says, that Charleston White is about EJ and Mo 3. Oh yeah. Yeah, Mo 3. That was sad, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just discovered who Mo 3 was, bro. I was like, damn. I went back and listened to some of his music and just how he carried himself, and he just like the rest of these rappers, carrying that jewelry around, millions of dollars of jewelries on his neck, and they took him out, bro. He shared his location, and that was all she wrote. You know what I'm saying? I don't know
I
why they
never
do
heard
that.
any of his music till he was dead before I ever heard any of his music.
Yeah, me too. I ain't even
Yeah,
know he existed. I didn't know who Mo 3 was. And I ain't fit to even go there because he was supposed to be on a I live in Wally World. I live in Jerry World or whatever. And I didn't know he was doing a concert with Yellow Beezy or something like that. And they had like some kind of fake beef
yeah.
going on. And I learned all this when I started looking into it. And I just like, man, these are two Texas guys, man. They should be doing concerts together. You know what I'm saying? And getting that money. But they, the
Yeah.
jealousy and envy. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
see, the thing of it is Mo 3 knew that because he was trying to do a show that Yella Beezy was also on the roster,
Mm-hmm.
and he was trying to get, trying to get in the building, and Yella Beezy was telling the management not to let him in because they had beef. He said, I don't got no rapper beef. I
Mm-hmm.
gang bang, but I don't have no rapper beef. So he understood that it was business, but Yella Beezy he didn't want no parts of that dude.
Mm-hmm. So Courtney Thompson says, man, he said, man, if you don't get he says Zach B says, I've been saying Bub loves that dirty money. He said he's trying to get EJ to take the bait. And EJ ain't finna get on that type of time, bro. I'll tell you that. You see his dad be right there watching over him. He ain't finna let him get caught up in no bullshit. And Eric Johnson, they got a great relationship, bro. He said they realized EJ a ticket seller, and he got next out the floor. He said Bud holding on to that last belt, trying to be valid. Oh yeah, man, that is excellent point right there. That is a good point. Three Pump says Spence clearing out the division, waiting on Bud. And let me see what's going on. PGH Big Dog in the building. What's going on, my brother? That brother right there be supporting everybody. He's kind of like that's how I like to do it. PGH Big Dog to support everybody he can. And Sid H says that's why Al said, "Why you gonna put a cap on yourself?" And that's true. You know what I'm saying? See, Bud he want to do shit his way. He don't give a damn if it's the right way or the wrong way. He just want to do it his way. And Eric Johnson said that was Wall Street money, never sleep. Yes, sir. If you can tap into, something like that, bro, you good to go. Boots said, Bowley says Boots had a big promo spot for the World Series on Fox and stuff. Yeah, I think he's dealing with Showtime. He got like a 4, 5, 6 fight deal, something like that with Showtime. And so he's gonna be big, bro. That kid that got a bright future if he stay healthy, and it looked like his dad keeping him out of trouble, his family keeping him focused. Gant says, I think you misunderstood what I was saying because the bottom line, the torch hasn't been conquered and not passed because Floyd took the 35 split to whip Oscar. He didn't pass it. Bud should have stopped, should have stepped up. Yeah, I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that.
I think Bud like as Clarissa Shields.
I mean, she's showing more heart. She definitely is, and she got more passion for the sport.
Yeah.
Eli Peters TV said we need Kevin Savage so much, don't we? Though, you know what I'm saying? Kevin. I mean, at first, when I saw Kevin, I was like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And then, when I started listening to him and how he was, what he was trying to, show these women, trying to change their perspective, and you know what I'm saying, they didn't appreciate him at first. They were trying to get his ass up out of there. You know what I'm saying? But a few women who was sensitive, was logical and started listening. Like, this man got a lot of wisdom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I hate he went out like that though. You know what I'm saying? They were waiting on it. And what's that lady name is that hate Sammy? There's so many of them, bro. These damn hyenas.
Vivica Fox.
Yeah, Vivica Fox. Boy, she would. Yeah, oh man, when I saw that, man, I was like, wow. I was like, wow. I was
But
like,
he had that oath written all over him too, though, and he was a very, very brilliant man. So I think that him, and along with characters like Nipsey Hussle and some others, I think they've been reassigned.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we can't prove whether they're here or not anyway, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw some things with the whole Nipsey thing because, like I said, I was at the house when my mother passed, and I saw them administering the compressions, and they were breaking her rib. Dude was standing up. My mother was on a tile floor, and he was standing up with his rear end straight up in the air, man, coming down to break the rib, purposely break the rib in order to revive the heart. And with what I witnessed with my own mother, the scene that I saw with them pushing that gurney to the ambulance with Nipsey, there was not enough blood for a head wound, and the dude walking beside the thing doing them little tiny weak ass compressions, I just knew off the rip that's a psyop. And I just been kind of looking at everyone going down the line like it's got its own end result to it, and we don't know what that is unless we involved with it.
Right. But
Yeah.
you know, and anytime somebody positive like that and can be a mentor, you know what I'm saying? Kanye could have been a mentor. They get destroyed. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Anybody who rise up in our community who can possibly get the community together to think on a positive level and not a negative level. You know what I'm saying? Like if Nipsey was talking about killing, you know what I'm saying, abort babies and stuff like that, he'd still be alive today probably. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Eli Peters TV says, every time I stop popping my shit to my wife by her BS, he says she was like you must have been listening to Kevin Samuels today. Kevin had to take the heat for every nigga, didn't he? This is Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson says Brian Norman Jr. says, remember the name. He said he's my second favorite fighter behind Spence. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. He getting that experience in, man, behind the scenes. He's another one of those sparring warriors, you know what I'm saying? That's just getting all that experience, man. W. Neville says, he said, what? He said, that's what's sweet. He said, that's what's sweet about this channel. He said, you could talk about anything. No doubt. You know what I'm saying? You know, I be missing y'all, man. I be like, shit, you know, say talk to the fellas, you know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and just chop it up, you know what I'm saying? Dan says, Pool, back from the break. Let's continue put the needle in the Butner's neck. No doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do. He says,
Yeah.
yep. He says, let me see, he says, I'm a pro trader. W. Never says, I'm a pro trader as well. He says, Jerome Powell is going to collapse the economy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Every few years they have to put us into a goddamn recession. You know what I'm saying? And he says, yeah. He says, Macintosh. Yeah, I remember all that shit, man. It's like coming up. He says, a grown man boxing says Bud got a teenager mentality. Yeah, man, and that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, he how he make it this far? You know what I'm saying? How did he make it this far? You know what I'm saying? Just to mess up the business going forward with Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? He needed to take his ass. What's going on, Eric? Get his ass in the ring and get it over with. You know what I'm saying? Yolanda says, I don't know any of these rappers today. Me neither. When that guy PBN, when he died, I didn't know who the hell he was. When they pop up dead, I know Takeoff because you know he was big. He was huge. That's the only reason I know him. These other rappers I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I never heard. I don't even listen to that new rap no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't even listen to that new rap because they don't be talking about shit anyway. All it is about sex and you know what I'm saying, nasty ass shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's all it be. You don't be saying nothing.
You must ain't been listening for a couple of weeks, Paul, because it's all about these niggas killing each other now.
Drill music. Is it trill or drill music? Whatever they call that shit.
Drill, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Shit, they better go back to Bob Marley and shit so they can live. You know what I'm saying? Get them some weed and go chill out some goddamn well. You know what I'm saying? Because, whoo, man, I can't even imagine what it'd be like for bullets to hit your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't even shooting you one time nowadays. They shooting you 30 times and reloading and shooting you again. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers overkill nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They want to kill you. If you was to goddamn come back, you got to die again. You know what I'm saying? They done shot you so goddamn many times. It's like, what's going on?
I keep hearing 100 round. I keep hearing 100 round drums.
I'm like, what the hell is up with that? And who is giving these kids the money to buy that kind of shit? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's crazy. Yeah, I heard they be finding vans in the hood and shit with these weapons in them and shit. You know what I'm saying? And the kids be scared, you know what I'm saying, because they think it's a setup. So, I'm just saying, but let's get back on the boxing because I know my people, they like, God damn. They said two old heads get together and shit. So
Yeah, man. Hey, I tried to fall back in the chat after I put that little conspiracy, that criminal conspiracy theory on you, so that the boxing heads can stay on, man. But look, I'm gonna fall back, pull. Hey, man, I feel privileged, man. Thanks for letting me up. Appreciate
oh, not a
talking with
problem. Hey, come, hey, you family, bro. Anytime,
you. Well, I'm gonna be
anytime.
listening all the time, but when I feel like I got something to add, I'll hit up the link, brother.
Hey, not a problem, not a problem. You know what I'm
Much
saying? So,
love,
like,
brother.
hey, no doubt, man. Hey, peace out, bro.
Talk to you
So,
soon.
no doubt. So we got, so I think the fight gonna be, we got some, I think the good fight gonna be the Zordo Ramirez fight. That's gonna be good. Um, we got Demetrius Bivol. That's gonna be a hell of a fight, y'all. Don't miss that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on to cover that shit. But yeah, man, I mean, this is some foolery. This shit with Terence Crawford, man, it's just, I mean, for him to pull something like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's something we never seen in boxing before, bro. This is, I mean, he has no shame. You know what I'm saying? And then, he gonna try to criticize Errol Spence Jr. for ducking mandatories. I just thought that took the cake. You know what I'm saying? I just thought that took the cake. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you gonna talk about Errol Spence Jr. ducking mandatory. So what about you ducking him? How about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga. I said, nigga, look. He's well, y'all crazy, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's OG right there, triple OG. You know what I'm saying? We triple OGs. We're gonna drink Hennessy and we could talk for about 8 hours and shit about shit going on. You're old when you can't stand shit going on in the world nowadays. That's how it is. But yeah, man, we thought Terrence Crawford was that dude, man. And we just found out that he just a dude that don't want to fight. He just sitting on Golden Pond right now. And I think he just came up late. You know what I'm saying? He started in 2008 and you know what I'm saying? He fought the people that was there, but he never really got challenged. And then, if you stay around in boxing for about 5 or 6 years, the new crop come in and they're gonna be tougher. It's always going to be somebody that comes up, and I've been around boxing. I've been watching it for over. I'm just I'm 53, so I can tell you, bro. I've seen different eras, right? And I've seen the new crop come in. When I seen Floyd coming up in '98, I seen Pernell Whitaker. I seen the Roger Mayweather's. You know what I'm saying? I saw Chavez when he was on top of his shit. I've seen the new crop come in and out. And with this, what I'm saying, I see Spence them going out and I see the new crop starting to come in with Jerron Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? So let me see. Eric R says, yeah, he ducked mandatories for legacy and and Bud ducks legacy for mandatories and lesser make that make sense. Oh, for lesser and make that make sense. But see, now that we know what he is, it just kind of take the flavor out your mouth as a boxing fan. You know what I'm saying? You're not to expect shit from him. You know what I'm saying? So now we don't have that fight to look forward to because now I think, in my mind, the way I look at the shit, you know, EJ is going to destroy this guy. Because he already showed that he don't really want to fight. He don't really want to fight. Now, can he get up for the fight? Will he even attempt to make this fight? Now, I seen a date, I think on Blue Blood channel, saying something about they're going to fight in April or something like that. And um, what are the possibilities of Terrence Crawford actually going through with that fight? You know what I'm saying? It's dismal. You know what I'm saying? It's real dismal right now. His attitude, wanting to be in control of everything, all the money, wanting things on his term, not wanting to be the B side. You know what I'm saying? All of those factors right there. He just have a terrible personality to make a fight with. You know what I'm saying? He's not a nigga that just want to get in there and show he the best. He want to be a nigga that control everything. Kind of like Canelo. That's why I call him the Black Canelo, because he's a diva. If everything don't goes Terence Crawford way, then so he don't want to do it. So it's going to be hard to make a fight with him. Bob Aaron told us, a long time ago that this nigga is on some other shit. I'm pretty sure Bob Aaron was looking at this dude and he was just like, man, I ain't never seen no shit like this here. Even with Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather had to be a handful. Just like Ali, Bob Arum had to deal with Ali, and Ali was definitely a handful back then to control or whatever. And so I don't see, I just don't have no confidence that Terence Crawford is going to make that fight. Um, and for him to just turn around and go fight David Avanesian without no shame, bro, that just tell you what he's all about, bro. He don't care. He don't care. That means he'll walk away from the next fight, is what I'm saying. He will walk away from the next fight. He don't care about ducking. He just care about keeping his little bubble, keeping his record intact, not, not really risking much. What's going on, E? What's going on, E?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, all right, all right. Just trying to get some live streaming in. What you think about Oscar De La Hoya and shit? Chiming in and supporting Terence Crawford, trying to go at the PBC.
Man, he's still bitter. He's just one of them guys, man. I don't. He's pissed off about Al masterminding him, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and Floyd's success. So he's always going to be on that. You know what I mean? I don't think anything of it. I think him and Ryan Garcia is like one of the same. They'll do anything to try to use the names that are trending to bring relevancy back to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he don't got nobody
Mm-hmm.
to blame but himself.
Right. I mean, he the one. He the one who abandoned his company, right?
Yeah, he abandoned his company. He sat on every fighter that we know now in PBC period. That was all under him. You know what I mean? But for him to sit on all of that and elevate his countrymen, you know, he got everything he deserved at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day.
And Canelo left his ass.
Yep. And if Ryan could, he would too.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Grown man boxer says, how when the whole school waiting for the fight after school, only to find out shit talker Bud went out the back door talking about he had a fight at the grade school. Yeah, I made that analogy the other day. I was like, that's what exactly, bro. Yeah,
Hmm.
Crawford, to me, he a disgrace, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Crawford had
He
never had a mega fight. Mm-hmm. Go
right.
ahead,
Like
bro.
I when I talked about that before with Bud, I just feel like he just happens to be one of those guys with immense talent, but how he sees himself doesn't align on what his talents are, and because of that, he's conflicted because he's looking at a person and Earl that his confidence matches up with what he does in the ring,
Mm-hmm.
and his work ethic exceeds that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
So I mean, yeah, he's showing you on different times that he don't have to be motivated for the fight to beat you, because his work ethic is just so great. You know what I'm saying, that he's gonna be ready physically. You know what I'm saying. You know, what I'm saying, he can train to that point. You know what I'm saying, that he got that kind of discipline. Like when he had those fat camps, and he didn't do no strengthening and conditioning, but he got down to make the weight, and he was able to beat Sean Porter. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of willpower is that's scary. To have that kind of willpower. Hmm. So you still there, Eric? Yeah. So you know. So we have to see, man. I just think EJ, he say he gonna spin back around the block. You know what I'm saying? See what's up with us. What's up with Terence Crawford? See if he gonna really, you know what I'm saying, go through it this time. I doubt it. Um, you know, he says he's gonna spin back round, so we'll see what Terence Crawford talking about. Even though you can't, you just have no confidence in what he's gonna do.
Can you hear me?
If yeah, I could hear you. You went out for a second.
Oh, okay.
What you was,
Sorry about that.
that's all right. What you were saying though? Good night, Yolanda. What you were saying now?
Damn, I forgot, man. I was just sitting there trying to figure out.
Let's see. Gant says he said Bud were adamant that he wanted to be undisputed at welterweight, and the more eyes EJ collected, the less Bud became interested in undisputed, and the more contradictory he became. Yeah, because he didn't want to get exposed. You know what I'm saying? Once you put, you know how it is. Like you have a reputation, and everybody think you a badass, but then really you're not. Really, you just this laid back dude who want to get by. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
On the things you've done, you really didn't face no killers. You know what I'm saying? So when you come across a real killer, you know what I'm saying, you still got to act like a killer. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want that. You don't want to look weak. You know what I'm saying, in
Yeah.
front of a dude, a real one. You know what I'm
Yeah. And
saying?
it got too real for him because it got too close for the fight happening.
Right. And that's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? The day that you're going to get exposed, you know what I'm saying? If that's what's really going on with you, if you know you ain't up to the task and you've been talking shit for years about this man, saying all kind of weird personal shit, then you know this man is highly motivated. Good night, Yolanda. Good night. I see you tomorrow. Um, you know that, you know what I'm saying, this dude is out for you. You know, he knows Earl gonna be extra motivated.
Hmm.
Uh, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't extra motivated to beat Ugas. I want
Right.
that to sink in. He wasn't extra motivated to beat Ugas. He was just doing
Hmm.
the right things. You know what I'm saying? He was, watching his nutrition, training, going to bed. But for Terence Crawford, he gonna be extra motivated.
Right.
He's gonna be at the top of his game when he come across, because he's gonna be hitting the bag like like them motherfuckers going super saiyan and shit, like going
Right.
into the hyperbolic time chamber. You know what I'm
Uh huh.
saying?
He,
All
he
right, Gans.
he definitely gonna turn up, man.
Yeah,
And Bud is not ready for that at all.
mm. Yeah, that nigga, he's gonna be going super saiyan, bro, and
Right.
training. You know what I'm saying? So he could be on top. And I think Terrence should understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think he. I just don't think he want to. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he want that kind of competition. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he want to. I don't think he's motivated to match that kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? He just in chill mode. That's why he troll him all the time, because he knows how bad EJ. Saying like you can't get to the motherfucker that always talking shit, and you know what I'm saying, and he just talking shit because he know you can't get to him, so he just keep trolling you. You know what I'm saying? So he know EJ wants him that bad. You know what I'm saying? And he know EJ wants to fuck him up, so he's gonna stay. I think he's gonna stay away from him. But they say he's gonna fight him next year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might. Is it possible? What you think? You think he's going to fight him next year? Eric, hello. Oh, he dropped off, y'all. Anthony Jones says they wanted to fight him before he stopped drinking and shit. Say they stopped him before. Yeah. So you think they're gonna fight next year?
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you. You ain't hear what that's it. You think they're gonna fight next year?
That's the hard thing about it, man, because I think Bud's unprofessionalism, like how he's been carrying himself, you can't tell if this is something that they're just playing up to get everything white hot, or if if it's really gonna be bad blood in there. If they as pissed off as it's appearing to be, like if Al don't want nothing to do with that, then Bud's gonna probably be pushed in that situation to try to see if he could work something out with Bob. I know
Mm.
people. say that. I know people say that that relationship is done, but I know that they're not in court anymore, and I know that Bob is a straight professional, and he'll. I don't see Bob not being willing to work with Bud again. I don't think that they. I think Bob just left him out there to let him see what it was, and when he gets humble and goes back to him, they'll be able to put together a couple fights for him before he retires, or he might link back up with Bob and they try to work something out to make the fight happen.
Mm-hmm. Anthony Jones says, he said, no, I think it's done. He said, I think it's done. T_20. So a lot of people think this is just publicity, that like this is an act or something.
Hmm.
I don't, what I'm saying, I mean, I don't think they really need that. Just tell people what's going on. If they wanted to postpone the fight, what I'm saying, like I say, I can't say information that I got, what I'm saying, that people cross me with, but what I'm saying, we're gonna have to see how this David Avenesian fight turned out. And
Right.
WW never said hell no. I think he said hell no. So I'm kind of in that camp right there too. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Because after, maybe it's just the visceral, emotions I'm feeling about him walking away. But
Right.
like I say, maybe they doing this just like you said, maybe to make the atmosphere hot for everybody, so
Yeah.
everybody be, saying just buy the fight. So maybe they're trying to break that fight. Because I think it was I don't know if it was Shafe. What was that guy named? Tim something said it's a 500,000 pay-per-view fight. So maybe they're trying to break that barrier by creating, saying some drama.
Controversy. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some controversy.
because it was like that with Floyd Manny too. We kept getting to the point where people are getting frustrated. Like, man, is this fight ever going to happen? And then they
Hmm.
did that stunt at that Lakers game just to see what the overall response was from the crowd and people overall. And then they broke them numbers, but they can't keep using that. They can't keep trying to use that same business model, man. Because
Yeah,
sometimes the actual fights themselves make the numbers build the fight. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
look at look at Tyson Fury and Wilder. None of the build up that they had was going to make that fight exceed to the level that it was, except from what they did when they got in the ring. And it built up each time that when they got to the third fight, like, look how big that came. It might not have been as competitive in the ring, but all eyes was on that fight,
hmm
you know?
that's true.
So just
That's true.
imagine how, AJ and Wilder probably could have been, because that's the same magnitude. Like, I would look at Fury versus Wilder the same as I would look at Thurman versus Errol Spence. It's not
Hmm.
it's the fight that you didn't know you wanted until it actually happens. Then you're like, damn, like, this shit might end up being better than Bud and Earl. You know what I mean?
Hmm. W Never says Crawford really ain't. He said Crawford really ain't worth it at this point. He said it's like knowing your woman cheated on you. He said you don't need to see the text messages.
So so the way I agree with that, like like I try to like insert myself in different people's shoes, like when I'm listening to what's going on, and like when I was trying to put myself in like Al's shoes, like if the conversation was that Bud said it was between him and Al, when Al got fed up and basically said my way, highway, take it or leave it or whatever.
Hmm.
What would the thing that would make me think to say something like that is if you got boots right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
He's
if
keeping
he
the
probably
he's
looking
keeping the
at it
division
like,
honest. Hmm.
right, if I move Earl to 154. Earl gets undisputed at 154. We could always make that fight if depending on how Boots does in 147 when he decides to move up. You know, that mega fight is always there.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like the way you look at it, but just don't put your don't put yourself in the shoes of Saucy Santana when you're thinking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? That fuck you up right there. Let me see. Grown man boxing says he said hood courage don't work in the real world. He said outside the hood for sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Especially when you're in a gladiator sport, you know what I'm saying? You don't come across that one or two. Because you know, Floyd came across Chop Corley, and he came across Emmanuel Augustus, right? Them was some tough ass fights, but on paper they wasn't supposed to be. Just like
Right.
Canelo, you know, he picked out Bivol, you know what I'm saying? He thought Bivol was just some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? He
No,
got
he
in
picked the
there.
right one.
That's what it was, see? And Gant says, Poole, I had to come back just to ask this. He said, do you think EJ would give Blue an interview after all seen how Blue energy changed once him and
And the need for money.
BLK secure? Let me see, hold on. Let me read. He said him and BLK secure the Bud versus the headache aspirin fight. I mean, I don't think EJ would give too many people an interview. You know what I'm saying? Because he just, you know, he kind of keep to himself. I think he watched this stuff. Um, you know, if he was going to interview with Blue, if he was going to interview with Blue, you know, he would have done it by now. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You know, Blue been on YouTube for a long time, and you know, he interviewed. I think I ain't gonna say interview with Champside. He just did like a little promo for Champside. But Champside don't really go when people face too tough to get interviews. But yeah, he probably wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, with what's going on right now. Um, you know, with Blue, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think Blue care, you know what I'm saying? He got Jerron in his pocket, and you know what I'm saying? He don't really need the interview. But I don't know. I mean, I know what I'm saying, but he probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Because he really watches this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know, I
I
mean,
think Earl be hesitant
yeah, he'd be real hesitant to put himself out there. Even
just because.
before. Hmm. Go ahead.
Right. Just because, like, I'm sorry. Just because of how you see how the narrative changes and how every channel is like different each day. It's like kind of really out of hand. And I
Mhm.
don't think it's Earl himself. I think Al Heyman probably let all his fighters know that's in the top. Like, hey, don't risk it talking to any of these guys because they can mess your money up. And
Yeah, I think Gantz. Let me read this one here. Levon Ganther says, Pool Bob said he would work with Bud to fight before Bud tried to sue him. Right. And Gantz says EJ given other platform interview in the past. Yeah, but you know, if you notice about EJ, he's become more reclusive. You know what I'm saying? When he made that change, he's become, you know what I'm saying, more into himself. You know what I'm saying? He don't try to, you know what I'm saying? He don't try to put himself out there as thin no more. And he kind of just give a few, he done made his circle even a little smaller. I don't see him hanging out with Yellow Beezy no more. You know what I'm saying?
right,
What's going on, King? What's happening, bro?
Hey man, it's your boy Marcus, man. I had changed that king, changed it to king. I listen to my use platform and shit. This Marcus, bro.
Oh, what's up, Mark? What's going on, bro?
What's going
Yeah,
on, bro? I'm on the highway. Sorry if it's loud in the
you,
background, man. But I see y'all cooking.
yeah, we still, cause you know, it's a lot of shit going on. What do you think about? Cause I don't think I've seen you since Crawford came out with that little live he did on IG. You know what I'm
You said
saying?
that
What you
little
think about?
lie? That little
Yeah,
lie, you mean?
yeah, you wasn't on. You haven't
Nah,
been on
I
since
wasn't.
then. Hmm.
Nah, hey, I ain't too loud voice wise, am I?
Nah, nah.
Okay.
What you think about
Nah,
all that?
I feel like, man, Man, Earl shot him in the face, man. See, the thing is, Crawford too busy worried about trying to play big bank, little bank. That's all he cared about. I'm my own boss. I'm my own boss. I'm my own. But Errol come out hitting it with facts. We sent you this contract on this date. If I'm lying, show the draft. You got so much to say, show the draft. I bet you he won't show that draft. We changed 3 things in the revised contract that we already had in the first one. Show the draft. He won't. He told everybody, I'm taking the short end of the stick and I'm going through this and that. They trying to fuck me and this and that. But the whole time, Earl ain't getting a guarantee either. Why he never came out and said that too? Like he purposely played this one-sided narrative to the public, like Earl was getting a $3 million guarantee and he wasn't getting nothing. Whole time they both wasn't getting nothing. Then you tell Errol, you tell the world that you got somebody that's gonna do $25 million a piece for both of y'all, but then on the back end you're not telling Earl where the money coming from. There's too much shit going on in the world for somebody to take that lump sum of money and you think they don't care about y'all actually making money for them to get their money back? As in, even if we do two pay-per-view buys, we still good. That's not how shit work in a contract. Especially if some outside entity, not like somebody that's already in boxing. So these are people putting in their money, no matter if it's legal or illegal, it's still their money. And to give y'all $25 million a piece and not care what y'all gonna do, no, that's not realistic. That's how people sell their soul, as in they done signed their life away for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm. What you think about how it all look? It is all look kind of janky, didn't it?
Yeah, I think on the other end too, when you want to go fact for fact, every time Spence hit him with a fact, his rebuttal was, if you was your own boss, you lost, bro. You lost just off of that. If I'm gonna give you the facts on something and you hit me, well, if you was your own boss, why do I have to talk down? Like, bro, you your own boss because you gotta be. You're self-employed because you gotta be. Because nobody else wants to be over you. That's why you're your own boss. It's not like you just doing so great like a Canelo and went his own way. No, you went your own way because don't nobody want you. Eddie Hearn doesn't have fighters, but in the long term, him telling you he doesn't have fighters, he was saying, I don't want you, being I don't have fighters, you don't make enough for us to do a joint promotion or a joint collaboration because you don't sell enough, as in we won't make money. All right? So nobody else wanted you. That's why you're doing what you're doing. That guaranteed money shit is dead. Bob already told the world that he lost more money than he made on you. So the best thing you can do is go by yourself, and hopefully people acknowledge it and give you a chance to be your own boss and do business with you. Because overall, nobody else wants you, and they giving y'all 0% guarantees because Crawford can't sell, and in the end, on a promotional company, on a company standpoint, it's the safest route. Y'all make what y'all make, and we split what y'all split, and we go from there. That's just true business. You get what I'm saying? Instead of us giving y'all $5 million up front, and that's $10 million already in the hole, let's say it don't sell as much because people are not watching it, or the case may be. So y'all basically put yourself in position to make y'all own money off y'all percentages. On a company standpoint, you can't knock that. Crawford's problem is he knows he can't sell. So it's hard for him to bank on himself because he knows he can't sell. So that guarantee puts a smile on his face because his pay-per-view sucks.
Right. So, my thing is, how you going to try to bring in a whole new idea, or you going to try to come with a counter offer, to a company that's trying to keep their, keep their money in-house, right? They got their deal already constructed, but you come with this crazy shit talking about 50,000, 25,000, that's 25 million a piece. And you're gonna tell Haymon that and then call up EJ and you ain't got no details, you ain't got no presentation, you don't even know the names. This shit don't make sense, bro.
And how you gonna support the undercard?
Right. He didn't say nothing about that, about how, how everything else is going to get paid and set up. But I guess they think they just going to pay their guarantees and have PBC set up everything else. I mean, that shit don't make sense.
None.
Man, what it come down to, he was trying to get Earl to stab Al Haymon in the back. That's what he was trying to do. Come on, bro. I'm in contract, as in I have a relationship, partnership with Al Haymon and Showtime. So he wanted me to say, fuck them and go outside of them, the people who's been making me my money. Like you said, Al Haymon go, when I retire, I don't gotta do much. I'm cool. You see what I'm saying? But you want me to stab this man in the back?
Really, he was trying to bring him to BLK Prime. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That must be what it was. He was trying to get him to bring him to BLK Prime. And we all know that we don't know what this company, you know what I'm saying? We never heard of this company before. That shit ain't shit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I just think he's just flat out lying. Remember, in the video, he said he had 2 different entities that's willing to do that. So if it was BLK Prime, it's another one too, he said. And I got this hedge fund. Come on, man, that's too much money. That should have put your ass in jail forever. That's too much money to be playing with. You don't know where the hell it's coming from.
The other one was probably the MTK Global, something that they put together without no name to it.
I don't know, but like Earl said, man, you know where we all come from, Paul, and my other guy on here. What's your name, bro?
Eric,
I'm Marcus, bro. And like we all saying, and like Earl said the coldest thing out the whole situation. All money ain't good money, bro. People done died behind being thirsty. People done went to jail for 20 years off being thirsty just because something sounds good. Like they say, sometimes if it sounds too good, it is too good. Don't trust it.
But you know, EJ, he be trying to be smart, man. He's saying what you saying right there. You know, he was trying to he telling y'all that's the bullshit money. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you, you know, he ain't saying it, but he's saying it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, all money ain't good money. That's that Kinahan money. You know what I'm saying? Just like he told motherfuckers that Bob Arum and Bud was smoking mirrors. You know what I'm saying? He said a lot in a little. You know what I'm saying, when he said that. So nobody know what he was talking about. He know they didn't want that fade, bro. He know they ain't want that smoke. You know what I'm saying? So he don't be explaining himself, but it always come out.
But I like how he don't though. I like how he talking. I like how he talking in not riddles, but like code. The real ones know exactly what he talking about, bro. The real ones know exactly what he mean. Like he said, the most man, post the draft. All that shit you talking to sound good. Post the draft, bro. Post the draft. All you gotta do.
Yeah, cut all that bullshit talking about this.
Post the draft.
Like, cut all that bullshit talking about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, because he's trying to play the macho Camacho game. I'm my own boss. So I'll sit here. What does that mean, bro? It's billionaires that have people that it's billionaires that got thousandaires working for them. Billionaires got motherfuckers making 300,000, 400,000 working for them, doing the most important things for them to keep them at the billionaire status. So what does that mean? At the end of the day, you hire people who know what they're doing to keep you on top. Al Haymon and them, they've been doing business with them from the jump. Like, he knows what he's doing. I don't know this. I don't know that. I'm a fighter. Just like how Terence Crawford brought his ass to the top of the mountain and realized he ain't have nothing to get out. You see what I'm saying? Oh, damn, I left everything at the bottom of the mountain. Well, you up here now. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it sounds good. But realistically speaking, you in a position where you don't know shit. You don't know nothing. But you want to act like this big boss. Maybe you should have people working for you too. Because you don't know shit. You showed it. The man sounded so ignorant. Like, and I'm not even talking about that he was reading flashcards. I mean just ignorant on all the argument points he brought up. And then when Earl came out about it, it made him sound even worse. You know what I'm saying? It made him sound even worse because Errol came out. Errol came out talking about, hey, bro, I'm shooting only bullseyes. I'm only hitting strikes. I ain't picking up no spares. I'm only hitting strikes in this game. You see what I mean? Pull the contract out. Hey, man, we agreed to everything. Well, when were we supposed to fight? When were we supposed to fight? You know what I'm saying? When we supposed to fight? Like he said, man, we sent y'all shit. I don't know if y'all hear that, bro. My bad. But like you said, when were we supposed to fight? What Earl say, man? We sent you something in August, bro. That alone killed everything. And we sent you 3 different advised copies. I mean, we sent you different advised copies, and 3 of the things you wanted us to change was on the first fucking proposal, bro. Like he was killing this man. All he could ever come back with was whose nuts is bigger. But I'm my own boss though. What does that mean? You still ain't talking about nothing. You still lost. You still lost the battle. When you break everything down, you lost, bro. You comparing apples to oranges. Let's talk about oranges and oranges. Because when we talk about oranges and oranges, my shit fresh and your shit is rotten. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The man got killed. He looked bad. When Earl got to really talking and popping off, he looked and he looked so bad because Earl didn't want to come out and say that shit. Earl could have been brought all this shit out, bro. The man and then Earl's such a real one. Earl's such a real one, bro. Earl tell him, right? Earl say, hey man, you can go get your money. I ain't hating on that. Get your money, bro. But don't act like we ain't offer your ass everything. You see what I'm saying? Go get your bag, but don't act like we ain't offer you everything. I ain't even mad at you for doing that little whole shit you did dipping out on our fight. Go get the bag. Go take care of your family. But don't act like we ain't offer your ass everything. See, the whole entire time, Pool, me and you, we've been talking about this for a while. Remember we were talking about how Terence Crawford was bringing all this shit to the media purposely because he had that fight in his back pocket the whole time. So now if he pull out, it looks like, oh, PBC, they bullshit, so they can't be mad. Man, he had this fight in his back pocket the whole time.
Mm-hmm. That's what EJ said.
My bad. Oh, but he had that fight in his back pocket the whole goddamn time, bro. He was using PBC to make PBC look bad. So when he did jump out and duck out this fight, couldn't nobody blame him. But everything sound good until the truth come out. And Terence Crawford really want to shut Errol Spence the fuck up? All he gotta do is show that draft. That's it. But he won't show that draft. You know why? Because that draft will make him look like a fucking idiot, like we all know. He lying. He lying.
Yeah, he might as well because everything else caved in. He might as well show the damn contract.
He lying. And see, Errol Spence such a G with it, right? Errol Spence like one of them dudes. Hey, I ain't no snitch. I ain't gonna snitch on this whole ass nigga. But if he think he can't go and y'all believe him, I want all y'all supporters to ask him for the draft. I ain't gonna expose him. I ain't gonna pull it out because I know he lying. But if y'all really want to know the truth, as y'all Crawford fans and all that, you have him pull the draft out. It'll show you. Either he gonna shut me up or he gonna make himself look like a damn fool. Have Crawford put out that draft yet? No. You know why he ain't gonna pull it out? Because it's gonna make him like a damn fool to the world. The man been lying the whole goddamn time. This is what I mean. Well, you know, I've been telling you Crawford was a diva. He be on whole shit. But when he just pulled this shit last night, and it comes out to Earl saying, nigga, I don't got a guaranteed either. That showed me right there. This nigga is a hoe. Whole time he got us believing that Earl getting a goddamn guarantee and he ain't. Am I lying?
You ain't lying. I detect no lie.
Even Bob Arum did an interview saying, well, Bob Arum don't know either, but Bob Arum did an interview saying it's unfair for Terence Crawford to ask Al Haymon for a big guarantee because it's not his fighter, right? Terence Crawford should have his own promoter do business with him. Remember he said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even Bob Arum was under the understanding that maybe Earl was getting a guarantee too, right? Of how Bob worded it, right? Come to find out, this whole ass nigga Terence Crawford, bro, just lying to be lying, the thing is, bro, if you keep it real and it still make you look bad, if you keep it real and it still make your side look bad, then we can have some sympathy for you, right? Well, me and Errol ain't getting it, but when you come out saying, man, I took everything, I ain't get no guarantee, the whole time he blaming his guarantee, but the whole entire time Earl ain't getting one either, man, bro, you a hoe, and I mean, he a diva, bro. He a diva.
You already know. We already knew these things, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just verified. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. Now we see it. Now we see it for real. And it's just hard to believe.
Yeah, remember Bernie the boxer. Bernie the boxer got his pom-poms. Man, he signed everything. He agreed to everything. He did. Why ain't the fight happening? But then Bob, remember Terence come out. Then they asked me, how did I ask all these questions with Bob Arum? No, I didn't. Why? Because I was working with him. I was so you still don't know if he was fucking you either. You don't know if he was shortchanging you either. You don't.
And you
And
know
then
what? I don't
go ahead.
believe nothing this dude say. I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't believe shit he say no more.
Mm-mm.
But then
Go
you
ahead. I
got
ain't mean
people
to cut you off.
still on their channels. People on their channels, they still riding this man. And you know, I ain't gonna put nobody's channel out there because this ain't got nothing to do with you. We just talking boxing on your platform, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But realistically speaking, you got majority of these channels out here. Matter of fact, hold on, I gotta say this, but this is on my behalf. Blue Blood is sold out, fam. He done sold out. Let me tell you why. This is my opinion. You ain't said nothing about Blue Blood on your channel. This is me giving you my opinion. I'm just speaking on your platform, right? Right?
Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So my thing is, Blue Blood came out with everything defending Terence Crawford. Man, this man was skipping over every single thing Errol was saying last night that he did a video this morning, video today. He's skipping over every fact Errol made and just saying, all he want to talk about is a guarantee. Well, I think both of them not getting this because PBC don't got the money. And, you know, bro, talk about the other shit he was saying. Because when Terence Crawford was coming about, he's hitting every point that Terence Crawford was making. To me, that's whole shit, bro. And I understand that some of this money going into your pocket or these your homies doing it. But come on, bro, a spade is a spade no matter who holds it. You see what I'm saying? I don't give a spade is a spade no matter who hand it's in. Am I right? I'm talking about just on the spade part. Am I right?
Hey,
So
bro. Hey.
why come out? So why come out and be like that, bro? Keep it a buck on each side. You can still favor Terence Crawford now that he in your pocket. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But when you stated everything that Terence Crawford was stating to make you see, I told you guys. I told you. But then when Earl shut all that shit down, you don't really want to go into too much with the facts that Errol was speaking. He didn't say, well, if you're lying, Terence, if Errol's lying, just pull. Let's see the draft. He ain't saying none of this for real. But again, all Blue Blood, because I ain't the only one know it. We all know it. You know, Blue Blood, a good guy. You give him respect. But when it's a conflict of interest, what do you expect? So I'm not even mad at him either. You know what I mean? I can't be mad at him for the fighter he's boosting up, getting money off of. But let's just keep it a buck and say it from the jump. But anyway, off Blue Blood, back to the Crawford Spence shit. Like you said, Paul, I can't trust nothing else this man said. Nothing.
I can't, bro.
Nothing.
Can't do it. And
Nothing.
like everybody else said, man, he should have just been quiet, bro. Because now you feel even, you know what I'm saying, you feel worse about the fight not happening. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. And to what you said, Paul, I do feel sorry for you. But this is when you don't have no guidance around you, bro. Remember, we've been saying this for a minute. I've been saying this for a minute, right? Me, you, and Up. We've been talking, right? The man doesn't have no guidance around him. He only got yes men. He don't realize this interview made him sound slow for one. And I mean slow as in don't know how to speak, don't know how to talk, don't have an education, don't know how to comprehend, don't know how to read contracts. He made himself look bad. And then on the bigger side of it, he made himself untrustworthy to every company in the business. So even with him being his own entity now, guaranteed his own entity now, running his own thing, he just showed everybody in the business, all the top heads, he cannot be trusted. He talked too fucking much. Everybody in the stable talked too fucking much. How can we trust this guy? Then he ends everything Paul, with that we should negotiate in the public. Who the hell does that?
Oh, that boy there, he you know, I don't know. I'm just so damn disgusted. I just don't even know what to think. You think they're gonna fight next year?
I think they will because Errol gonna push it. But what he did was public suicide. Public suicide. You know why? And don't get it twisted. Bud is calculated too. I see Bud doing this for one reason. Bud gonna get that $10 million. Bud gonna be ready to retire. And guess what? With him doing all the bullshit he did and making negotiations public, he's basically done warranted everybody off him. He done got everybody off his case with his antics. Don't nobody trust him, so it's hard to do business with somebody you don't trust. See, Bud is calculated. Bud don't want to fight Errol at 147 anyway, because that's his head over Earl's fireplace, as if for undisputed. If Errol beat Keith Thurman and he beats Errol Spence, Errol beats Keith Thurman and Errol beats Bud, Errol clearly has one of the best resumes in the history of boxing.
I agree.
Especially at 147. Especially at 140. I mean, this is entire boxing, though, but especially at 147. As in, that's a hell of a stamp. And then when you calculate the injuries he sustained and went through, and still went through all them niggas, excuse my language, ran through all them guys, come on, bro. That's first ballot shit. That's first ballot shit. I ran through all of y'all. Even when I wasn't taking boxing serious, y'all couldn't fuck with me.
Yeah, I was just talking the other day about, saying people that want to see him, stifle his career, people who try to get in the way. I had my list of suspects, to try to stop this Terence Crawford fight, because they know it's going to elevate his star status. He beat Terence Crawford. His star status going through the roof.
And let me ask you something. Well, let me say something, and I'm gonna ask you too, right? Why do you think Errol fought Keith Thurman instead of Stanionis?
Say that again.
Bigger legacy fight. I said, why do you think Errol chose Keith Thurman instead of Stanionis? Even though they pushed the WBC. Well, no, they did push the WBC. But it's a bigger fight.
Yeah.
Bigger fight, right?
Yeah.
That's a legacy fight. That's a legacy fight, right? Now, if Errol Spence, like I said, if he beats Keith Thurman and Terence Crawford, he has beat all the top guys in his era. Who else can say that shit? It's only a handful of fighters that can say they beat everybody, that they beat all the top guys in their era. Because Boots is not in Earl's era. Boots is the next wave coming up. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if he beats them two, he has beat every single person in his era at 147.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. When you really sit back and think about that, that shows you who's a dog. And you ran from me, bro. The paperwork says you ran from me. I don't care what nobody mouth say. I sent you that shit on August 24th or 29th, wherever he said, and it took you all these weeks to get back. And then the revised copy got 3 of the things you wanted to change. I was already in the first copy, and I'm telling you, asking you to show the world the draft. The draft gonna shut me up, or it's gonna make you like an asshole. It's gonna make you like a damn fool. Terence Crawford wouldn't dare show that draft. It's gonna make him like a damn fool. Everybody knows Terence Crawford is smoke and mirrors. Earl said it 4 years ago. Terence Crawford entire 147 resume been tune-ups. You fought your homie. I don't even give him credit for fighting Sean Porter because y'all was friends. And your dad stopped the fight. I don't give him no credit for that. His dad said he's going to stop the fight regardless. His son, but he just wasn't, Sean he wasn't preparing like I wanted him to. You even got Kenny on a live record interview saying, and he would have fought if he'd have fought Terence the way he fought Earl, no question he would have beat Terence.
Oh, yeah.
They was friends, bro. He knew he was retiring. They just got a bag together before he left. That's all that was about, bro. He got a bag with his homie before he left, and I salute that. That's your guy. But I don't give you credit for beating him. I don't. So when I take him off your resume, and I look at everybody else you fought at 147, you're a joke, bro. You're a fucking joke. You're a joke. And they've been riding your wave since you came from 140 with this undisputed shit. And when you want to go be technical, the man got one of the worst undisputed resumes in the history of boxing. When it comes to knocking off killers to become undisputed, he got one of the weakest resumes in the history of the sport when it comes to becoming undisputed on your run to becoming undisputed. See, people don't want to talk about that. He knocked out everybody. He knocked out the last 8 opponents or 8-9 opponents at 140. Yeah, because he ain't fighting nobody, bro. He not fighting nobody. Benavidez got shot in his leg with a cane. Couldn't even move. Throughout the rounds, it got worse and worse. He got him out there in the 12. He got him out of there. But he couldn't even move. Kell Brook ain't fought in that weight division for 4 years. Found his he's found his trainer on fucking Instagram because his real trainer said he wasn't gonna do 5 weeks. That wasn't enough time to get him ready for Crawford in 5 weeks. And it was COVID. He didn't want to chance that. Amir Khan was a bum and still damn near got $7 million out of them. But they offering Keith Thurman and them $1 million, $2 million. The man is a joke, bro. He's a joke.
Yep, I agree. And let me read Eric statement. He says, if Errol beats Keith Thurman, he said, Bud, he said, does he pass Manny and Floyd as far as accomplishment? Nah, no way.
He right behind him, I tell you that.
No, he couldn't.
He right behind him, I tell you that.
You know, if you seen Floyd career, you know what I'm saying? People just looking at the old Floyd. They're looking at the Floyd, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't thinking about money. They ain't thinking about Pretty Boy.
They ain't thinking about Pretty Boy. And they ain't thinking about Manny
Pacquiao
when he was down there. They ain't thinking about Manny when he was fighting Eric Morales them and down there in them weight classes. Man, them battles were woof. Man, Manny earned his shit.
I will say this though, Paul. It depends on what he does after becoming undisputed. If he can become undisputed, now he go to 154, make noise, and fuck around, become undisputed up there, or at least get 2-3 belts up there. With who's there in today's time, then that's a hell of an argument.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a fucking argument.
You fuck around and beat just some of the guys, Fandora, Tim Zoo. You got what's his name that just beat that Jamel beat what's his name? He fought 2 times.
Castano and Harrison.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to think of. Harrison. Man, he got a lot of fights he can fight up at 154 to build his legacy, to complete his legacy.
And I'm talking about good fights.
And if he go 3 divisions and go up to 160, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think he got enough time for that. I don't think he got enough time for that.
Now, if he's trying to be undisputed at 154, he don't got the time. But if he don't care, if he just trying to get a belt, he's trying to just get 1 belt before moving up, then that's different. But if he's trying to become undisputed, like you said, he don't got enough time.
No, he don't have enough time. Now he could get that fight in with Canelo if Canelo want to give him that opportunity before he get up out of here. That would be a mega fight right there. I could see.
I'm gonna be real with you. It depends on how bad Errol do Terence Crawford. If Errol do Terence Crawford bad, Canelo don't want no parts of that. Because Canelo already got a loss on him he didn't want. So he ain't gonna chance that again. He gonna keep being a cash cow. He already dodging Jamal. Even though I think it'd be a great fight with him and Jamal, and it's a potential chance he could beat Jamal. But he ain't fucking with Billy B. David gonna stop him.
Oh yeah, he ain't never getting into the ring with that nigga there.
Yeah, he's terrified
if he put the goddamn Falumaloom on Caleb Plant real bad, shit.
Yeah,
y'all might as well forget about that fight. Y'all might as well think about something else because Canelo ain't even thinking about that because you know Benavidez, he gonna put on a show. You know what I'm saying? He gonna come in there with that machine gun, throwing 100 punches around. He gonna tear Caleb Plant ass up.
But I will say this though, I gotta give Caleb Plant props though because everybody trying to tell me fuck away from David. Be real with you.
But I mean, he definitely the last shirt in the goddamn closet though, isn't he? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely the last pair of drawers in the drawer.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That nigga the last.
Everybody see the last pair in the drawer, but they too focused on trying to do laundry. They don't want to wear the last pair. Let's get the rest. Let's go ahead and clean the rest of these drawers up. I ain't trying to wear them. They don't want to put them drawers on. They know what it come with.
Yeah, them drawers spicy over there, boy. This is
hey, but Paul, keep this. Oh, go ahead, finish. Let
me read W. Nibble. He says Crawford ain't gonna fight him. He said he figured out to beat Spence is not to fight Spence, right? And
that's a fact.
W. Nibble says 140 bullshit too. Gant says
facts.
He says James Toney, Roy Jones, Tarver. He says and the rest of the so-called past and former champions are nowhere to be found after EJ made duck soup out of little buddy. No, I said that the other night. I said, where the hell he at? You know what I'm saying? After talking all that shit. You know what I'm saying? They ain't nowhere to be found.
Hey, I'm gonna say something, bro. I'm gonna say something, man. Like, them dudes is fake as hell anyway. And Roy Jones is my favorite fighter of all time, especially in
I
the
know what you
prime.
mean. I know exactly
Like,
what you mean.
so for me to say that shit, bro,
I know.
and to be the big man, I'm talking about when I say the biggest Roy Jones fan, bro, I'm talking about the biggest, bro, especially in his prime, right?
Yeah.
But to
Must have
see him do
forgot.
all this coon ass, like sucker shit, not coon, but sucker shit he doing now. This motherfucker said Terence Crawford resume at 147 was better than Earl's. This was before
I
Bud even
heard
fought
that.
Sean Porter. It was before Bud even
I
fought Sean
heard.
Porter. Like
I was
before
like,
Bud
Roy,
even made a deal to
Roy,
fight
what
Sean
you
Porter.
talking about? I was like,
Bro,
Roy, what you
before he
talking
even
about?
made the deal to fight Sean Porter. How, Sway? How? Like, come on, bro. You riding way too hard, cuz. At this time, you need a motherfucking cowboy hat. You see what I'm saying?
Somebody should have told Roy, you ain't got the answers, nigga. You ain't got the answers.
Man, you feel me? And this, like I said, this was before he was in negotiations to even fight Sean Porter. He said this shit.
Mm-hmm. Eric said David gonna beat the roots and stems and leaves of a plant. Hey man, that's gonna be
about to replant his ass into that mat.
Hey, why they bullshitting? This damn fight coming this weekend gonna be good, bro. I mean, they just doing. I mean, if you ain't been watching these two dudes, Zordo Ramirez and Bivol, that's gonna be a hell of a fight, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. That's good. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody tune in. What's that?
Hey, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Why my man out here fighting motherfucking gym teachers and science teachers? My man done fought everybody at the elementary. The janitor is next. That's why he fighting motherfucking David Kardashian and shit.
Well, my thing is, every time this nigga get near a 50-50 fight, you know what I'm saying? He looking the other way. He's trying to do some other shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't have that traditional boxing legacy type of spirit. You know what I'm saying? So once you find that out, but you campaigning to be pound for pound number one. You know what I'm saying? You can't be pound for pound number one, and you dodging and ducking, bro. Or you looking for money fights, quick money fights. You a prize fighter, bro. You a prize fighter. You gonna get money fighting the fights, but you got to fight the best. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight. That's why your career ain't shit right now.
That's why his bum ass can't sell. Exactly. And it come back down to this, like you said, bro. Terence Crawford is all mouth and no balls. All mouth and no balls, bro. That's it. That's it. I could tell how he let the people around him act. He ain't got no balls, bro. Cause he ain't a leader. He not even a leader, bro. I'd have been shut my sister up. Hey, look,
And
you fucking shit up for me. Shut your ass up.
I don't want you to lead that observation. I don't want you to lead. That was a good observation because I want to go into that. Because if you notice the people that hang around EJ, you know what I'm saying, or you look into their gym, I don't know if it's probably because they older too. And now that I'm thinking about it, you see how the people act around Crawford, they act like teenagers. You know what I'm saying? But you see
Bomac ass older too. Bomac just a big ass kid.
Right. Well, I'm just saying.
No. Let me say this. Let me say this part because I like how you just said it, right? What it is Earl have people that's around him that respects Earl as Earl. They don't give a fuck if Earl go broke tomorrow, right? Terence Crawford have people that's on the payroll and all they care about is being paid. So they don't want to ever upset Crawford because Crawford can say, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So they're the biggest kiss asses to Crawford. Crawford don't have nobody around him like, hey, bro, I wouldn't do that, bro. You know, Earl could have did a tell-all too. When as soon as he got that David Avanesian, whatever the fuck his name, David Rey Mysterio Jr., whatever the fuck his name is, right? When he got that fight, Earl could have did a tell-all on the shit too, right? Especially when Earl saying they got to draft the contract, right? Or I done already proposed this. Earl could have went live too, right?
Right.
Cool. But it's a different way how they handle themselves, bro. Earl got Derek in his corner. He got his dad in his corner. He got his mom in his corner. Do you see Earl girlfriend ever being reckless out here with her mouth on her lives? She posts all the time. How can she talking about Terence Crawford attack? She's not, bro. Every time Earl got two sisters. How often do you hear them posting about Terence? They don't, bro. Terence Crawford is not a leader because anybody around him can do whatever the hell they want to without him saying, hey, man, shut your ass up, man. You fucking up my money. This is okay? And you messing it up because you can't shut up. We in negotiations right now because he's the one feeding them motherfuckers all the information to go back and tell them.
Well, you seen on the Twitter feed last night, they was telling him to put his phone up. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to shut him down, give him game, you know what I'm saying? But he wasn't trying to hear it because he was all in his feelings, you know what I'm saying, trying to come back on social media. You know what I'm saying? You know, this nigga here he's got a
but
real.
That's exactly how he gonna get his ass knocked out though. That's exactly how he gonna get his ass knocked out. Because he's too fucking emotional, and Earl gonna hit his ass with something, and he's gonna try to get back and say, fuck the game plan that my coach got for me, and you're gonna try to go into a brawl with somebody that's a straight shooter, and you're gonna be throwing all that wild ass shit and get caught and get hit with something straight and get knocked the fuck out. Because he's an emotional fighter, and anytime you fight him or do something, he gotta have his get back. You saw him last night on his Twitter feed. He didn't know when to shut up. He didn't know when to shut up.
Wait a minute.
He's an emotional fighter. You hit him hard enough, the whole game plan goes out the window.
Yes, you think you believe
Plant go on the game plan? My bad. You hit him hard enough, the game plan go out the window.
Hold on, Gangs, you saying Plant gonna make New Mexican soup, tomato soup out of vinegar? Yeah, she crazy.
Oh, you big tripping.
Nah,
you big tripping. Yo.
You know what I'm saying? I'm about to sleep this here. We're gonna leave it right here. We'll come back tomorrow though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm off tomorrow, man, so I'm gonna cook with y'all when you come on.
All right, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this has been cool
kind
of boxing. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing news. And I'll see you guys in the next. I'm so damn sleepy I can't even see y'all. See y'all in the next one, man. Peace out, my people, man. Thank you for sliding through, y'all. I'm so damn sleepy. Peace out, y'all. Damn sleepy.